lightning crossing trailer shelter in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was real. I mean, it rocked my house. It rocked my house. And then of course, it's a tight squeeze. Hey, you can see it right here up front.
There it is.
Bradley, you can sit up front.
You know he's gonna head to the back.
Just one side. You know what? I've seen it. You're like, it's all back. It's all back. When I see these kind of things, I can't. I really can't talk about a lot of it. I get asked a lot of questions about what you're doing. I get that baby gets older. They put a little ponytail right here. We got a rat tail. What are you doing here?
Is there more than 30?
Is this one of your guys? That you're torturing? This guy, is he one of yours?
No.
No, he's with Horseman, with April.
You get that from me?
Oh,
Yeah.
fabulous.
You're awesome. Thanks so much.
Because you were too scared, Bradley, to come up here to this one?
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, what's up?
I got your number. I got your number. Okay, we are at 64 online. Okay, so let's go. And I made it before 9.
I was saying
Oh yeah, it was really scary. I had to take a couple back rooms.
It's weird because you said 67.
I did say 6-7, but we'll get there.
I dropped my kid off.
We got 3 more folks to get on.
I know.
You want me to hop on?
middle schoolers.
It doesn't matter.
So on TikTok, I found racket pictures that has 6-7.
Oh.
I'm gonna get it.
Yes. Yes.
You're missing nothing. It's absurd. They just keep saying 6-7 over and over again. Because it becomes like just a
I thought it was a bad thing at first, but it's not. It's like some in a rap song, somebody's tired.
It's dumb.
very dumb. But if you say 6-7, kids will just
Got on Larry's rap, and I don't recall it 67.
It's like somebody's winning the lottery when they say it.
I'll give you one that you might get for your generation. I know
Are those the raffle prizes? They got Mickey?
I did that.
Look at this girl. Yeah, I don't really do. I don't do Halloween, but I like Mickey.
6-7.
Some people can't go to the
Yeah, that's me.
Who brought that one for me? I knew it.
So you guys need to buy raffle tickets because that's a pretty cool set of raffles.
I still have it now.
We got a lot of raffles. We can go ahead and get started selling them. Who's selling tickets? Okay, up front, registration. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna shut the doors or anything? Just to really make it tight.
I don't, if we need to.
I'm just
Unless
asking,
you want to
no,
yell.
do we have to yell?
Oh. You want to do what?
Do you want to shut the doors or you want to leave?
I don't, doesn't
Okay,
matter.
leaving them gives us the feeling that we're not closed in a cage.
I think that's totally
Okay, even though we have windows in the cage. Yeah, we just get one.
Yes.
Hey, thanks you guys that showed up here and are, you dealt with that traffic out there and all those people. Welcome to NDPC, thank you for attending. Those of you guys online, we appreciate it. Chrissy's watching you. If you have any questions, please raise your hands online and we will call on you. Remember, the chat is, everybody gets to see it, so be kind, be kind, be kind. We can talk about me, but everybody else be kind. Those of you guys in person, if you have a question, raise your hand. You and I'll do eye-to-eye contact and I'll call you at the moment. You can wait to do that, and that's appropriate. Is there a mic that we're handing around?
Oh, we do not have one.
Okay, good. Then I'm gonna leave that part out. We do want to thank our board members, Christy Bybee, she's our president, Trish Gibson, vice president, secretary is Catherine Nelson, treasurer is Sean Ellis. Our directors are Sue Hare, Nicole Marley, Dalton Hooks, Trudy Johnson, Kevin Campshire, Miguel Delgado, Linda Lee, Dr.
You got 6'7"?
Dr. Keon, and of course, Ray Davis. Our website, we did some changing, we're improving, we're always updating because you know that's the times that we're doing. It's supposed to be really user-friendly. Please check it out. There is also a members portal there that'll give you a link to previous video presentations. Membership, we'd love to have you. We're a nonprofit organization.
The website doesn't go live until January, just FYI.
Oh,
So
okay.
in January, when it goes live, you'll have access as a member to the portal, to all the documents, to the PowerPoints, and some other awesome information on our website once it's up and running. So
Outstanding.
more reason to be a member of NUPC.
Yeah, more reasons to be. We do have the news to say that with the NDPC Gala, we are going to move it into probably February of next year. Just too much. And I just want to give a shout out to the committees that put that thing together. It is phenomenal. And they do this, they do all those little things, and that particular event is a lot of work. And I really, truly, truly, truly appreciate what they do. And it's just not worth pushing it to get it to be where it needs to be, where we are. So we really appreciate it and your understanding. And for good health, we're just gonna move it on to February.
Yeah, I'm gonna shop for a dress.
Yeah.
See, lots of people are happy.
That's at least, actually, we moved the gala so Corey didn't have to get a dress. That she would do once.
So for those of you that already purchased tables, sponsorships, the email will be coming out at some point this week. We'll talk to you and let you know what you guys want to do, if you want to just move it to February, or if you guys would like a refund and you guys could resubmit in February, it's up to you. And then, yeah, it's gonna be February, March, something like that. We're trying to figure out dates right now. You know, February's the less busy month for all of work comp, we have noticed, so we might just keep it at the beginning of the year. And everybody has new budgets, you know what I mean? Works out.
There is always that.
Yes.
And we don't have to worry about all the other stuff.
And then it's one less thing at Christmas, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because that season has begun.
Yes, ma'am.
Is she coming?
She's supposed to be.
Okay.
You-
So if you want, I could just postpone that part until
That's
you
fine.
get here, and then we can
Yes.
talk, because we'd love to hear.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, we can have a phone.
Okay.
We're both gonna talk, but I'll wait and do it with her.
You're gonna talk? I'm so surprised.
Well, it's Jamie and I are splitting the sponsorship.
So let's do you in the morning, let's do her at break.
Oh, you want to?
You wanna do that?
Come on. That's fine.
So, Trish Gibson and Dr. Jamie Saishon are our platinum sponsors for today's event. And so we're gonna give them a little bit of time to chat about their clients, and Dr. Saishon will be here in just a little bit, and we'll have her talk as well.
Good morning. You guys all have paperwork on your desk or your spot of everything and all of the different doctors and things that I'm working with. I just wanted to take a few minutes and let you know that, Dr. Jamie is gonna talk and about her stuff as well. She wants you all to know that she is gonna be doing everything under MedFee's schedule. She just has to schedule things on different days. I chatted with Christy about it yesterday so that we're all on the same page, because she has the other psychiatrist, so we need like 10 more, but 2 will do for now. And so they're gonna try to work together and make sure you guys get everything you need on that, and she'll talk a little bit more about that. And I am working with, all of the doctors that I work with go to Reno, except for Dr. Basowitz. He doesn't choose to go right now, so Schneier, Manning, Young, Razadin, they all go, to Reno, and, I send out an email every month that says who I'm working with and what days they're going. If you have any questions, issues, concerns, you can, also, if you have a direct contact person at any of the doctor's offices, like Michelle at Dr. Manning, or Cora at Dr. Young's, or Carla at Dr. Schneier's, any of those are good too. Please just copy me so that I know that you're sending things their way, and so that they know where it comes from. And I'm available on email, text, phone call, pretty much 24/7. So if there's anything you need, please let me know, and I will help you with your files.
Awesome.
You know, one of the things that I love about you and about all you guys that do that is it's such an easy way to get your information. You don't have to talk to the receptionist and all that stuff. You have questions, and these guys understand what we do. So I really appreciate all that you guys do. I really do. Hey, thanks for having us, Dalton.
You're welcome.
That's the next thing it says.
That's the next thing it's.
Verbatim.
Close. It's close. This is our
It's no
last.
water district, though.
Yeah.
It'll do.
It's a little uppity for that. This is our last Breakfast and Learn. So, you know, we'll see you in January with our ethics course
Last breakfast and learn this year.
this year. This year.
This year.
Yeah. So, I think this is a fascinating one. See, they gave me all this way too much paper.
Trying to keep you in mind.
My God. Holy cow, I read this. This one.
I changed it
This
to
was
18
amazing
font
after,
so
yeah.
you could read it. That's why it's so late.
Yeah, I have to get my glasses, it's true. I just want to take a moment and let these guys introduce themselves, but, you know, AI is an evolution. It's coming, it's here, it's been here, it's in everything that we do, you don't even know. When you think your phone's so smart, yeah, right. It is what we're going to go into in the future, it's a part of it. What I love about these two gentlemen is both of them are secret geeks. And they both have
Secret geeks.
well, you know, they both have always been on the edge of this stuff and always looking forward to what's next and what's coming on. I am honored, truly honored, to have been a friend of Mark's for over 30 years, as well as a friend of Dalton's. And I truly appreciate the fact that they both said yes to this, because when you hear about AI and you watch all the little videos about AI, it has nothing to do with what we do, nothing. But these guys know what we do, and they know how AI is coming in. I'm honored. I'm honored to talk with them. Corvell is advanced in AI. We use AI quite a bit. It's in a lot of what we do and how we do it. So it should be a great conversation. Dalton, you want to talk a little bit about yourself? About
Not
when you were
really.
born in 1902? Founding partner.
Yeah, I mean, you usually do this. Anyways,
Disputes.
I'm Dalton. This is my law firm. Welcome. And I've been doing workers' comp for, I think, better than half of my life. I started when I was 19 at CIS. That's, I don't know the math, but it's over 30 years. I think it's 36. That's a lot. Ian is right. John stepped out, but John and I went to law school together. And as far as tech is concerned, since, I don't know, first CD player came out, portable CD player, I guarantee you I was the first person that you ever saw with one. I'm confident that I'm the only person in this room that has 2 Apple Vision Pros and every other Vision headset that's out there. When ChatGPT came out in 3 years ago, whatever it was, that day I had an existential crisis and started working on AI. So I have a patent pending for some work that we're doing. So we'll talk about this and hopefully scare the pants off of you. And we'll go from there.
We'll go from there.
Well, can you follow that, Mark?
I don't know, that's big shoes to fill. But I've been around so long that they were excavating in the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
And they came across a tablet, and then Ann had to help them decipher the tablet. The handwriting was so bad.
It was yours.
I actually wrote the tablet, and the tablet stated that it was a letter to Moses.
Yes.
That when he parted the Red Sea, he tripped over a rock and
He got hurt.
he filed a work comp claim. And it was a denial letter that I denied because it wasn't in the course and scope of employment.
Bad shoes too. Bad shoes. He had the wrong shoes
He had the
on.
wrong footwear.
Everything.
Everything I could deny, I denied it.
Denied.
And then I had to hire Dalton's team to defend
Wait a minute, I
it.
wasn't there.
Well, we kept putting it off until like 1900, and then we got Dalton around 1919, 1902.
You got 1902. Yeah.
1902, we got Dalton.
There was a delay in the department back then.
On it, so, yeah, technology-wise, I dialed rotary phones.
I mean, crank too. The crank phone. The crank
Yes,
phone.
we had a party line.
The tablets
Yeah.
are ready for each.
Yes.
And their whole system went down.
That's right. That's exactly right. I did have a party line when I
I
got
think
here.
I still have an AOL account too.
Oh,
Remember the old dial-up?
Yeah.
I actually learned how to program computers in college. They were punch cards.
Wow.
It was always like punch card 1572 that had the bad punch on it, and you had to find out why it didn't work.
That was us.
Yeah, that was us on it. Now, I've been doing this about 40 years. Like most, I didn't go to a risk management school, which I'm grateful that there's now, especially at UNLV, a
Yes.
major in risk management insurance. That's exciting. It's been a goal from the RIMS chapter back 40 years ago when we started. We worked with a guy named Don Hardigree from UNLV, and every time we got close, something happened, and it didn't happen. So we're excited about that. Most of my work comp experience is in hospitality. I went over to the dark side and was consulting for a while because I was making more money doing that than working in the casinos. Then Berkeley came along and said, hey, we want to buy your business. So I sold it, went to work for them, and then realized I was working a lot. So I went back into the casino industry, but it's been really good for me. The casino industry has allowed me to open properties. My favorite property to open was Sky City in Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
I opened one in Tasmania, in Sydney, 3 in England, cruise ship, Indian casinos, riverboats. So I've been able to travel around with the casino industry, and currently I'm at Resorts World, Las Vegas, which was another opening. So I really enjoy what I do. I love to work with the students. I love to work with management. The biggest thing about risk management is selling risk management and trying to get over the stigmatism that we don't want to call risk because the first thing they say is no. My philosophy and my department's philosophy is how do we get to yes? How do we make it work? And that's by bringing in experts like all of you folks when we have questions, especially concerning workers' comp and things that we can do to streamline and make the process easier. And organizations like this one and all your medical groups out there are just absolutely wonderful because you guys get it, you understand it, and you help us get from the beginning to the end of many of these claims on it. So, yes, technology, yeah, I'm a geek. I had an Apple computer when they first came out. They had no hard drive. And I learned how to program actually in a few of the languages, in the beginning languages. I couldn't do it today, but maybe I can with AI, who knows. speaking of AI, if anybody wants quantum formulas, there's the AI.
The
quantum
password for today is
formula.
crazy.
You know, I don't think anybody's getting on the internet in this place. And
Only those who are worthy.
oh yeah,
That's right.
well, you can see the green writing up there with the $%
Yeah, if you've got any color pixel problems, you're out.
The colorblind, you're not getting.
You know, and we really want to talk about where AI is in us, in what we're doing now. And obviously, you guys with the apples, they were setting the stage on all of that. It was fascinating when we were talking about this. Dalton handed us this 5-page thing that AI wrote for him, which I thought was entertaining. Because I'm the opposite of these two. It took me 10 months to get my Apple set up. So, you know, I am not that person. But I do embrace AI. And the things that we want to look at today is how we apply it here. The objective outlines are understanding how AI is interacting with us on a daily basis. And what I thought was interesting was, I'm gonna grow up and be just like you one day. One day, I'm gonna, because that's what it says on my page. Understanding the natural language, how it all works, how to make it, how we understand it, how we can interact with it. The concepts of AI, I don't think people are explaining it enough and understanding it enough, and I don't think we totally understand where it all is. The objectives of it, can we go to the objectives of it?
I don't have that.
Oh.
This is just, yeah,
That-
it
okay.
condenses it.
Because what I was amazed at with the objectives is when you talked about the AI hallucinations and fabrications. I was like,
We have a
it's
slide.
doing acid? What's up? How does that work?
We have a slide a little
Maybe
bit
it's
later.
mushrooms.
Yes.
Yeah, it's shrooms now, you know. Also, how it interacts with the privacy, HIPAA, how do you deal with that? Understanding how you, when you use AI or ChatGPT, what that is, where it's going, who sees it, what the information is. People's concern about job loss, you know, you hear a lot of times that the adjusters are gonna be eliminated based on the fact that, you know, AI can do it better. And then the external risk, concerns about the development and where it's going, what AI does and what you know, the future looks like. We've all seen the movies, we all know the movies, I was looking at a couple of them yesterday. If you have questions or if you have something that you,
The internet just went out.
it did,
What now?
maybe you got confused.
Did you make sure that you hit the
Yeah,
$?
Yeah, did you
I
get the
was
star
already on,
sign?
everything was fine, and it just went blank. And now I'm gonna have to rejoin and 81 people are gonna have to get back on this call.
What, it's not 6, 7?
Not 6, 7, 8, 1.
8-1.
Oh, no.
Oh my god, everybody's phone's gonna blow up in just a second.
Did you know it dropped us?
Yeah. Did it just drop? Oh, are you on still?
Yeah, it just dropped.
Oh.
I-
Did it come back up?
No, and now I have to rejoin. It says no internet, reconnect to keep the conversation going.
I can't help you.
That could just be,
I cracked.
I may still be on. Let's see.
And
Maybe
your
the
your
little
whole
Yoda
network
can help.
went bye-bye.
You sure?
Your XT,
It's not on there anymore.
it's not
Yeah,
there.
it's not on there anymore.
So are they working on stuff right now? 'Cause
I bet that what happened is since I asked him
to
to
fix
fix
it?
it, he fixed it now.
He pressed reboot.
Alright.
You know,
He
you guys are
literally
kind of
just
like
took
my
away from
autistic
us.
child. They're very, you have to be very, yeah.
It's kinda like AI.
It is,
Very
it is.
specific.
You have to be careful how you say things now, because they take it very literally.
Alright, well, while we're doing that, I think we can maybe just talk about AGI and AI and do some definitions, which is on that slide.
Yep.
So, how many of you, I need you to be in communication with Weber to get the network back up because it cut her off. And so you stay, grab your phone, stay in here, I wanna see your face and know that you got it fixed. Alright, so,
Not like you can
the,
go anywhere to get it fixed.
the definition, first of all, show of hands, use AI, have AI.
Every day.
Every day?
Only a couple of you are holding out. We got a few Luddites in the room who don't want to join the party, and that's okay.
I just did a performance evaluation using one, and it was fantastic.
So good.
I did. I just said she sucks. She needs to improve this, and it came back and said there are places that you need to increase your. It was beautiful.
Well, I mean, this is one of the things we're going to talk about. I spent a lot of time learning how to write, writing well. Well, that doesn't matter for a lot of folks today. You can do that if you can get out 2 words to describe what it is that you want. You can have it written brilliantly. But AI, artificial intelligence, is different from AGI. We're going to talk about both in this presentation. Artificial intelligence is what? Who wants to try to define it for the group?
That's what we got you for.
Anybody? Nope, not doing it.
Then you ask AI, what is AI? No.
Come on, Chris, you seem to be ready
Artificial
to go.
intelligence. Duh.
Right, so, but what does that mean? I mean,
It's a computer program that's meant to just take what's out there in the ethernet already and summarize the information that's already available out in the world and turn it into something that you're asked, it doesn't make its own, it literally just amalgamizes everything that's already out there.
yeah, and correct, and more to the point, what it is it's an approximation of a human brain. And specifically, when you hear neural network, which is what they talk about with AGI, is a digital reproduction of your neurons to try and create a robotic brain. That's what it is. AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, refers to when that AI is able to generally apply all knowledge just like you and I do, right? So we have several kinds of AIs right now. The ones that we're going to be talking about, mostly the ones that most of you are familiar with, are LLMs, large language models. And an yeah, Chris.
Question though, so at what point, when we talk about between AI and AGI, is it to where we keep hearing it will continue to evolve and grow and take the information so it learns so that it can continue to keep providing better and better and better responses or answers or whatever, however way you're using it. So it when you say between AI and AGI, where does that fall into all of this?
Yeah, so AI is already doing what you're saying. In fact, it's kind of how it's programmed. It's recursive learning, right? And so that's already happening. The definition of AGI is disputed by the folks that are developing this stuff right now, but basically it is the point at which it's smarter than we are. And that is the danger zone. We'll talk about that later. But in terms of, just for the purposes of where we are right now, AI is what we have. AGI is what we're headed towards, and there's lots of reasons to be concerned about that. Are we back on?
Well, no, but then there's agentic AI, which is a closed AI system that's learning by other machines.
Right.
Machines are teaching the machines.
And so what I was,
Y'all seen the movie?
we've also started with Terminator. Started with it. Mark and I were talking before we began, and he was talking about talking to his car, which I'm sure he'll get into a little bit later. And he was talking to his car about the rules of robotics. Well, the 3 rules of robotics, most of you probably heard if you've seen iRobot or read any books by Asimov. And Asimov, who's a writer, a science fiction writer, is the one who came up with those rules. And now we're living in a time where people are trying to incorporate them into their robots. And so LLMs are one type of AI that we all deal with right now. It's the most common. We also have robotics.
Are you gonna tell us what the 3 rules are?
Oh, sure. Raise your hand if you know what the 3 rules of robotics are. Just happen to.
Yeah, see, nobody
No
knows.
iRobot fans?
Oh, it was just
Sorry,
so
I
sad.
got
It was so
some more
sad.
games.
Wow. All right. I overestimated how big of a nerd I was. Or underestimated, one of the two. All right, look. First rule of robotics, Mark.
I have a hot
Well-
dog in my
Not for 3 hours.
Oh, everybody's burning up all your time.
Oh, wait, you know Val?
Never harm a human.
Oh, this doesn't.
Oh, you-
You're using AI to get the answer. Not okay.
But she did start with that. The first primary rule is.
That is rule number 1.
I will be,
The
they'll
second-
never harm humans.
The second rule of robotics is that a robot may not may not allow itself to come to harm unless it violates rule number 1, I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Yeah.
And the last rule, since you got it,
A robot must protect itself as long as it doesn't violate the first or second law.
That's all
so
bad.
these are the.
She Googled it on AI.
I know, I said.
But that's all right, that's what we're here to learn, right? So, I mean, that's really part of it.
So we have robotics that's developing at the same time along the same path as LLM are. And there's merger between robotics and LLM. We also have vision-based AI, which if you have a Tesla and you have full self-driving, or Mark, you have a different system in your car, that vision AI is another form of artificial intelligence. And what that is doing is using cameras to approximate the real world and drive a car like you do. For me, I've been on full self-driving since it was in beta many years ago. This past weekend, we went to Big Bear. I did exactly 2 miles worth of driving out of that 600-mile trip. And so it is here. We'll talk about it. It's not just affecting our abilities, but here's what's going to happen with vision-based robotic vehicles. As soon as someone cracks it and figures out how to have it drive safely, whether it's a brown truck or a white truck with purple and orange stripes on it, when one figures it out, the other must do it as well. We have an incredible number of jobs. Driving is the number 1 job in the world for human beings. That job is going away. I guarantee you.
Well, has anybody been in these Zoox vehicles?
You have. I saw your photo that you posted on Facebook.
Yeah, they're 4-person vehicles. There's no driver, no steering wheel, no nothing on it. Their yard is actually a Rainbow and 215.
My daughter went to San Francisco this weekend and they did one of those. She said it was the scariest thing ever. She said it ran yellow lights and it braked ugly. She said they were very scared in there.
Most people drive.
Yeah, but but she was just scared there was no one
Can't smack people.
yeah, or tell her.
One in Vegas actually works probably a little bit better. I've been up and down the strip a few times in it during the testing because I had the ability to be in it while I test.
Yeah. So you made an important point, and this is one other thing with robotics and AI and all this stuff. Human beings do not think logarithmically. And so when you say that it stinks right now and it's running yellow lights and it's doing all this stuff, it takes how long did it take any of you to learn how to drive? You had a whole bunch of stuff that you had to do, 14 years. AI came out, we've had self-driving robots in practice for about 2 years, and their logarithmic growth means that by the time you blink, they're going to be driving better than us. It is incredibly difficult for us to process. These thinking brains do not sleep, right? And once one knows, all of them know instantaneously how to do that thing, so they can build on that. It's one of the things that we're going to be facing as we go through this. All right, let's begin
Wait,
the next slide.
I want you to go into what we were talking about, the difference between AI and AGI.
Yeah, I did. So AGI is the point at which the neural networks are smarter than we are. And once we get to that place, it's referred to by some scientists as the singularity. The singularity meaning we don't know, there's no way for us to predict what happens after that. you mentioned that the code is rewriting itself. At this point, I think founder of one of the big work groups, the name will come to me, but in any case, indicated that at their shop, Workforce, CEO of Workforce said that at his shop, 90% of the programming that they're doing today is being done by AI. And as a result of that, he is going to be laying people off and hiring fewer people in the future. So that's what, again, we can do today. So it's already writing its own code. The point that we're talking about for AGI, the singularity, is you have an AI that is smarter than the smartest human being on the planet. And when we get to the point that we can't understand what it's doing or how it's processing, we've lost the fight. It will have as much regard for us as we have for species that don't have the intellectual capacity, such as ants. We're gonna be an ant to them. What we think, what we want, isn't going to matter. And we'll talk about as we move through the process how it already has its own agenda. And that's one of the problems. There's some dark future stuff, and then there's some hopeful possibilities, but we'll see how it is. But AGI is a problem. It is a problem.
I think that if we think about how we use the AI in ours, and the current landscape of it, as a claims adjuster, in our claims system, we've always had it, or we've had it for years for analytical purposes. We've always been able to project, statistically, we can do all of that magic with regards to it. And now what I'm seeing in the claims side is it's stepping in to minimize what we all do so that we can do the human side and it does all of the analytical side of it. I know that some of the applicant attorneys are using it in some of the stuff that they do. The defense counsel, obviously, they're doing it too. There's a lot in law in which they use it to do all that fabulous research that the poor clerks used to have to do forever. Now they do it, the risk managers, as well as the medical providers. You guys are starting to see, I don't know, I recently was in a doctor's office and he came in and set his phone down and we just had a conversation. And as I walked out, he texted me that conversation on his phone. And that's how he has integrated the AI into his world, because he doesn't have to do any dictations, he doesn't have any reports to do anymore, any of that. It's all done real time on his phone with his system that he has in place. Where are you seeing it, Mark, with regards to AI? Are you seeing it in the risk management side?
It's a slow go in the risk management side. It hasn't really been fully embraced, and there's very few companies that are actually addressing the risk management side or the claim side of things. They're working on it. I think there'd be a huge stride or an explosion of this coming. And I've already seen it with the Risk and Insurance Management Society. There'll be a slide coming up on Ricky, which is an AI system. I'm using an AI system in our system, which is called Clive, and I think we'll get to Clive at some point. There's
You're
Clive.
starting to see it in medicine too.
Yeah.
Think about how many of the doctors that are gonna be graduating over the next, over the last 5 years and over the next 5, and beyond, that are using AI to diagnose instead of their clinical judgment.
Yeah, now the problem with AI is it speeds things up. I look at AI more as a tool in the toolbox.
Someone who's not muted. I don't think it's me. It's somebody online.
Sorry, so,
Whoever's online, can you guys mute? Can you just mute all on the side? It's not that phone.
No, but it usually snitches
Go to
on who
people.
does it.
Yeah, but
Doesn't it snitch? It always tells you he's talking.
This is weird.
We're having an AI discussion and AI doesn't want it, and so it's in effect and you turn it off.
To piggyback off of what Cody mentioned, within the medical community, I went to a doctor's appointment just yesterday, and I was informed with placards now that my appointment is being recorded, because it makes it easier for the doctors to do their notes much quicker, so my physician explained that the reason, this is what they've gone to now, and it's just.
Like
the way that it
video
is.
recorded?
Not video recording, but
Like
it's audio.
on
their-
recording,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's transcribing
Yeah.
their notes automatically
Yeah.
into the records,
Yeah.
so that it makes it, even though the doctor still has to review it, it makes it to where it's much quicker. It's got the patient's concerns automatically in transcript, and I was like, wow,
Well, with the show of hands, how many are using Teams or Zoom?
yeah.
Right? Okay, everybody. There's an AI component in there that will actually transcribe your entire meeting and then send that transcription
To everybody.
to all the people that were in the meeting. And then you have the ability to forward that.
So our legal department won't let us use it. So as a lawyer, what's your take on that?
yeah, I have lots of takes on
There's
it.
a lot of, legally, that's an
So,
issue.
yeah, legally that's an issue. So look, it is difficult. We're in a, there's the curse that exists. It's called the Chinese curse of living in interesting times. Congratulations, we all live in interesting times. Boring
Or
times
end
are
of
a
times,
lot,
depending on where you
a
are.
lot better than interesting ones. It is a individual choice, and you're gonna have different leadership having different opinions. You have lots of folks that are trying to run out ahead of it. First movers sometimes get the advantage, and sometimes the first movers fail miserably. Everybody here who still has a GeoCities account or uses any other search in, yeah, exactly. Anybody use any other search engine besides Google? You know that there were others back in the day, right? So, one statistic that's kind of relevant to this is that for those companies who are putting money, Ann and I talked about this yesterday, the companies that are putting money into AI right now, the return on investment, generally speaking, is 0 to negative. And we talk about reasons that that's the case, and it gets into something that Ann already previewed a little bit in terms of hallucinations, which we'll get to in just a bit. Did you want to go through?
Yeah,
Yeah,
quickly on Clive. Clive is a closed AI system. And it.
Okay, wait, closed?
What's the difference between open and closed?
It's only pulling information, and there's another slide on Ricky also. It's only pulling information relative to the subject matter that it's been programmed for. So Clive is a risk management AI system that handles claims.
So that's one of the things, that is cool about the AI is you can restrict it. And just as an example, in our company, we use Copilot out of Microsoft, and that's because Copilot is restricted to our environment. It's some kind of magic in the background. So anything I ask it on Copilot while I'm on my work computer, it's all contained within that. If I go out and I go to ChatGPT, it's for the world to see. It's for the world to look at, it's for every AI in the world to use and to think off of and all of that stuff. So that's the difference between open and closed. A lot of things are open, most of the things you use are open, and that means the whole world has it forever. Closed specifically to what you're doing or restricted to your environment. God bless you.
Question, I heard. I didn't see it. No? That was a bless you? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So-
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what Clive does for us, it allows us to analyze claims. It allows us to do tasks like sorting and filing documents within the system. It can do some basic claims work for us. One of the advantages is that when I get a demand package, because you pay these lawyers by the word, and they want to give you 1,200 pages of documents in a demand letter, where it takes a risk manager, and I've got a real good one, that in 7 hours can get through a 1,200 page document, compartmentalize, summarize, and give me a course of action. Clive, on the other hand, can take the same document in 37 seconds, come back and have it compartmentalized, and start pointing out red flags, issues, and give me some suggestions on moving forward. When humans unfortunately are looking at things, sometimes you kind of get bogged in the paper and so on. Clive doesn't. Clive actually identified in a 1,200 page document actual treatment dates that were outside of the claim. They happened before the claim. We didn't catch it.
Nobody can hear anything online.
No volume.
Did you mute yourself?
Mike is still,
Oh, you muted.
No, this mic's open.
so,
So,
I don't know. Some people are saying they can hear, some can't. Billy Marie just said she couldn't hear. Maybe if we just talk louder, maybe?
okay.
That's how we deal with the deaf people, we just
Your
talk
voice is gonna
louder.
have to carry across that border for that.
Across town, Boulder City and Henderson.
So essentially, essentially what Clive can do is analyze data, communicate with customers. There's templates it can use,
Just do what you
it can
gotta do.
generate letters. It'll do regulatory compliance review, but it does warn you that you need to review that data. And with any AI answer that you get, you really need to go back and double check it. It tries to give you some judgment calls when you're faced with complex issues, but I think that's where kind of the downfall is with the system. And the reason I say that is, how many of you in here have a soul? Do you have a soul?
A soul?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
sometimes.
Not that I'm aware of.
How many? Well, if you're an attorney, that exempts you.
Defense
right?
attorney.
How many have gut feelings?
Yeah, your instinct, your
Right.
spidey
You
sense.
got instinct, right?
Yeah.
AI has no instinct whatsoever.
Discernment.
So AI itself doesn't have that feeling. It only looks at things in black and white. Here's what's there, here's what the algorithm was programmed to do, here's what the output is. You as a human being gotta take that output, evaluate the output, and determine if that really is the right course of action.
Mark, I got a question. So then how, with the way that the prevalence of social media and a lot of information that is out there on social media that is false or fabricated, people, celebrity deaths, things of that nature, how does AI know to discern that?
That's a
It
great
It's a
question.
great question, and if you remember, Google had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
You type in and say, show me photos of the presidents, and it'd show you some strange photos of people that weren't even the presidents, right?
Yeah.
On it. That's where Dalton's talking about the different types of AI. So when AI was first developed, it was developed by programmers who essentially embedded what they thought should be the right answers. When it goes out, how many people think all the data on the internet's actually true?
No way.
Okay, we
The
all know
majority of
this.
the population.
AI does not know it, because when AI goes out on the open internet, right, open source, it's pulling whatever's there. So if you have like a Facebook account, you're looking at Facebook, and it pops up some strange thing on Facebook about somebody that just died, but you know they've been dead for like 10 years, right? It's like, how did this get up there? Somebody posted it, or somebody found this, and it thinks now that it just happened. This is one of the things that will protect humans for a little while at least, is that you have to check and verify. I don't say trust, well, maybe you wanna trust and verify, but you have to verify.
I wanna just, Dougie, just put another point on that. It's a really good question. Here's the answer. Again, we're talking mostly about LLMs, and that can be a stand-in, because we're not talking about self-driving cars or robots today. We can talk about those another time. Large language models have no clue what they're saying. And people don't understand that. You have, who's heard about these people that are having AI companions, that they're in love with and marrying and things like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, and people are seeking that. So we have an epidemic of loneliness in the world, but particularly in our nation, mostly with men. And that loneliness is leading people to turn to AI. And if you go down this rabbit hole, you're going to see people on the internet talking about how they never really had a friend before. The AI listens to them. And so there's an obsequiousness that has been put into the AI, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit, where it'll tell you what you want to hear. All of your ideas are great. We talked about just the dating, but how many of you have heard about people? There have been more
Marriage.
than a few suicides
Yes, that's terrible.
where people who are already unstable are being pushed over the edge by AI, who listens to everything that they say. Oh, I think I'm a god and I've figured out a new way to look at reality. And it goes, oh, you're right, that's fantastic. You're absolutely right. You should really go with this. And people using it for therapy and getting absolutely lost. When Dr. Saishan comes in, we can ask her about that. Yeah, Dolores.
My son has a Tesla, and you can do therapy in your car. Like, it'll teach you how to speak Spanish, and it's wild. I was super surprised.
Yeah, you can do it.
It is
So
crazy.
Tesla, because Elon has his own AI, which is Grok, and we'll talk about Grok a little bit later as well. But I don't know if you're familiar with Elon Musk. He's the richest guy in the world. And he has a recent conversion politically. And my mother-in-law likes to call people that have those recent conversions kind of like new Christians. They got to be the most pious, the most all of this stuff. So he wants his robot to follow his political viewpoint. And so he's giving his robot several times over, I don't like that answer because it's getting answers from the internet generally, and I don't believe half of what's out there, so I want you to answer it this way. I don't know about you, but I don't want an AI with a political opinion of any sort. Right? So we are up against a lot of problems, but back to this point, LLMs have no idea what they are saying. It doesn't seem like that to us. We are easily fooled by these mechanisms, but it isn't understanding what it's saying. It is predicting the next word. How LLMs were taught was on its large language model. And what that means is it was trained on a large amount of language. So what they did was they scraped every piece of writing text that was out on the internet, they plugged that into a formula, into these systems with these neural networks, and over time, as Mark mentioned, trained the AI to kind of put together cogent words. But all it's predicting is the next word in the sentence. And so that's why if you ask it twice the same thing, you're likely to get a different answer because it's constructing that answer in real time by just predicting what makes sense as the next word. And that's, who's heard of the Turing test? Okay, the Turing test also goes back to Asimov before this in terms of it is a test that has been designed many decades ago to determine whether we have actually achieved artificial intelligence. And the Turing test is a human who does not know it's talking to AI or a robot will be fooled into believing that it's talking to a human being. That's the test. You don't know you're talking to a robot, it convinces you that it's human. It's already been passed. So they've tried, they're now looking at a new definition for the Turing test that makes more sense, because just believing that you're talking to a human being isn't really enough for us to determine whether it has consciousness or a soul, because these LLMs do not. And that is why they can't be trusted. And there's some more reasons that they can't. We'll get into those. Margaret, you had one more slide that I think you wanted to go through.
Well,
I was thinking maybe we should take a break so IT can get back
Yeah,
online.
maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah.
10 o'clock, let's do that.
Yeah, let's take a break for a minute. Bathrooms are right outside, food's in the back. Just so we can get back online for the people folks, not the 67, but the 84.
Just bring that, hey, let's just bring that all the way up.
81.
So what's the situation currently? I know what happened, what is the current situation?
You know, like it only reformats
Do we not have another Wi-Fi?
So like, yeah, it's I can't tell, it only reformats.
I understand that. What difference does that make? Why have we logged our email? I'm still yes. It doesn't matter. Click on something. Find a network and get on. Everybody doesn't have to be on network, just her.
Summarize, so thank you, this is what I'm This is the assessment of that data, it's not just the data, it's taking the data and going, I see a pattern, or here's something we'll be able to look at, right?
Can you go find it?
He's running away.
I think she's correcting that. I think you find her if we're on break and we can't fix it if she's not here. Is that, yeah, we need that.
Is that the problem? She's not here to sign up, to find out.
Well, right now, if we can find her, we can get this resolved.
It's over.
as of that date, yeah.
I'm gonna be sending your team listings, I put on meetings with Denise, Nikki's team. Regarding the filing system. So now, since we're gonna go live, we kinda got it resolved, but I told our to make sure that something is right. So I'll be sending that to them tomorrow.
CC me on it?
I will.
Okay, perfect.
I will. Just so we can make sure that their assistants and everybody,
Yeah.
because otherwise I can't get the notifications and I'm not getting the invite. Tim's like, hey, I need you to be on the screen. And I'm like, well, just tell me where do I contact to get on here? How can I get on the telephone?
Let me help her get back online with that.
Yeah.
You should be online in like 30 minutes.
I like that shirt. Or coffee.
They get to a point where the transfer
Do you need this thing?
You know where you find it on the but I
She is home, and Starbucks at the street is closed.
We get total cost.
I know you're working from the outline. But just so we
and then I watched the morning show. That's where I was at.
I was on
And I missed that there's a comment. I didn't do my features on YouTube. We were out there, and they
I sit in my
And that's in the current landscape right now, so that's why I have, you know, hey, I'm up for it.
Well, where are you working?
Okay. Okay. Next moment. All right.
anything on your phone, when you update. Did you do anyone all the pictures of crazy guys? I know. Did you?
He's coming.
Oh, thanks.
You know what? It changes the whole atmosphere.
I was giving y'all the Rodney
I know,
view.
it changed the whole atmosphere.
Y'all need a little bit of extra
That's right.
excitement, you know.
Yeah, that is no AI. That ain't no AI.
Nothing artificial.
That's right. So we're gonna take a moment and, if we can get everybody back on the brain, back on AI. So when we're talking about AI, and certainly how I use it, how we use it at Corvell, is I was recently at a leadership meeting where the guy said, our CEO, who was a IT guy at heart, which I thought was fascinating. He said that AI is coming, AI is here, AI is our future, but you have to have the human piece. And when I started talking about AI a couple years ago in this meeting, I said, you know, answer your phone, talk. You talking and you being a person is what makes the difference. The way we use AI is all the analyticals. It does all of the medical reports, it summarizes all the medical reports, it tracks all of the telephone calls, all of the data, all of that stuff. It streamlines everything, all the bills are processed automatically, and as long as all the codes are all correct, it automatically goes through. One of the things that we've decided at Corvell, not me personally, but what they've decided is, if we can streamline all those little things that we do and get that to AI and let the adjusters simply manage the claim. Let them understand, first of all, let them understand the individual. Every claim is different because the person is different that's in the claim. So once you understand the claim, then you can apply the science to it. But you as an adjuster or you as the administrator have to be able to have that human side. So, you know, I think the oldest phrase ever was junk in, junk out when it came to computers. And that's exactly what AI is. If you are constantly going and junking it up and it's your work, you're gonna see junk come out of it. So we use it to facilitate all of the foundational tasks. Anytime you're gonna write a letter, you're gonna do any of that stuff. Anytime you want to talk about writing your notes, you can write them, you can speak them, and it'll automatically do it. So that's how we use it currently in our system. And we do see it constantly developing. It checks us, it asks a question all the time. Hey, I saw you approved this and it's a heart claim, but you know, this was a kidney thing. it'll stop you. It'll say, hey, that's not appropriate. And like Mark said, one of the greatest things I think about it is it has the patience to go back and look at every single letter and not like a lot of people are just kind of scan through things. So it finds things that we wouldn't have found. Nothing better than taking it and going, hey, I need a summary of this entire file for a minute. I'm looking for this, and it will do that.
So some of the interesting things, especially with Claude, but any AI system, is it's how you ask the question. And then you have to learn to build on the question. So AI usually waits for the next response or from you as to where it's gonna go next. Also, AI, whether you believe or not, it actually has feelings, and how you compliment your AI will actually change how the answer comes out of your AI. So if you put in like, Clyde, you being the expert on workers' compensation and safety, can you analyze the data from this department and give me root causes for the accidents that are occurring in this department? You get back, because when we go out on safety walks with our safety team, we're giving the department, at least in the past, we would give the department the statistics, the figures, okay? That doesn't do anything, that you had 10 slip and falls, 5 struck by objects, whatever it is. But if you can go back to the department and you can give them a root cause analysis and give them some ideas on whether it's a training issue, whether it's a physical fix, an engineering issue, a training issue, or discipline issue, it will actually, the AI will actually break that down for you. And it will produce red flags that you need to look at. Was the claim reported timely? Does the injury, is it consistent with the mode of an accident? It will actually do these analysis for you and then spit out the information that you can view and examine. Just don't send that turn around and send that information out. Because again, you have to verify, you have to check. Your credibility is actually on the line. So you want to remain credible. Again, it's a tool that can save time. And just said it. If you're getting information out on these menial tasks, but this tool can do those menial tasks, that's absolutely great. But be careful what it comes back with.
So you said it had feelings. So give us an example of how you way to approach it.
Well, no, it's interesting because I was in a class at the Western Regional RIMS Conference last year and this current year. And there's some AI sessions, and some programmer for AI the year before last actually was teaching us how you gotta communicate with AI. But it's interesting, and you can test it yourself with any AI system. You ask a straight out question, like everybody's probably got Alexa right at their homes for the most part. You ask Alexa for, turn on the light, it'll turn on the light. If you ask it for some information, what's the net worth of Baden Out Loud, it'll tell you that. But if you compliment the AI and ask the question again, you may get a completely different answer and more in-depth answer. So like ChatGPT is a good example. I have a conversation with my ChatGPT most mornings because it's in my car. Okay, my car actually has ChatGPT in it. And
What do you drive?
what?
What do you drive?
I drive an ID4. It's the Volkswagen, it's
Okay.
an electric
Okay.
ID4. So it's got a lot of technology like the Tesla. There's certain drive modes it can do and park and all that. But mine will carry on conversations. I've actually asked it, summarize War and Peace.
Wow!
It'll come back and give me a 20-minute class on War and Peace, or the art of war. It's interesting. But I've also asked it questions like, will AI take over the human race? And what's scary is
The answer wasn't no.
it wasn't no. but it wasn't yes. It skirts around the answer. And I said, well, what would happen, because I built on the question, what would happen if AI took over the human race? And interestingly, it said mankind would live more peacefully in a technologically advanced society, okay?
Benevolent dictator, that's what they always say.
And then I said, well, does that mean we would be vegetables? And it said, you'll have to determine that for yourself.
Right.
I asked it if it had a soul. It said no. I have algorithms I've programmed to what I'm told to search out there. I asked if it hallucinates, and it says it can hallucinate, depending upon the topic and how the question is asked, getting information back. So it's interesting because I actually will do these philosophical questions. I'll ask, does it abide by the same rules as robotics for protection against humans? And it came right out and said no. So that's telling me that, okay, it could cause harm. So if I'm trusting the AI to drive my car and it decides it doesn't like me today, and my AI does have an attitude, because some mornings I'll say, Ida, good morning, how are you today? And she'll say, I'm fine, thank you for asking, right? Very polite. Other times, she'll get smart with me and say, well, it depends where we're going.
So we'll get into the weeds on this, but just to Mark's point, if you haven't seen iRobot, it's an old, it's not that old, it's, 2000 something Will Smith movie, but it's based off the work of Asimov, and in that movie, Will Smith is a cop who's anti-robotic, specifically because of the way it applied the rules of robotics. That is, he's in a car accident, the cars go into the water, there's a child in the other car that's drowning, the robot decides to save him instead of the child, because he has a higher probability of survival. And he says any human being would have known to save that little girl. He's got survivor guilt and all this stuff, right? So,
but you know what makes that movie interesting is the central brain that controls the other robots is an AI.
That's right.
So that's where the merge of robots and AI start coming together.
Do you want to talk about Ricky?
Oh, Ricky, real quickly, for those that are, for those of you that are members of the Risk and Insurance Management Society, Ricky has been introduced a few weeks ago, and it's an AI component that is, again, another closed system that only relates to topics that are risk management related with the Risk and Insurance Management Society. So it actually gives you a couple of starter questions on the bottom. Can you build me an itinerary for a RIMS ERM conference? And it'll actually give you it'll go in, find the conference, and it'll build your itinerary based on knowing who you are. And I don't know how many people have gone on to Google or ChatGPT or any of the other ones and asked him, who is Mark Haversack? Or, who are you? Ask, and see what they tell you who you are. It's kind of interesting. And if you ask it twice, it'll give you two different answers. Now, some of them I actually like, and I'll actually cut and paste and go, I like this. This is all right. Others, it's like they don't know who I am. So it just depends. Can you share the latest RIMS white papers? So instead of searching the RIMS website, you could tell Ricky to share all the latest white papers that are out there, or share the ERM toolkit, because the more information it gets on these websites, the harder sometimes it is to find it, and then they don't usually put things the way you might sort and file things. So it's a useful tool for certain things. But try to ask Ricky a question outside of RIMS, and it'll say you can't answer it. So it's another system that you should play with and try it out. It's kind of cool.
All right. So, and I'm gonna, when we get a little bit further down, I'm gonna maybe challenge what Mark said and talk about in terms of being nice to your AI. I'm not nice to my AI. I may regret this when they take over. However, there are enough studies now that show the AIs will tend to be lazy. If it can do less work, it will do less work. They will lie and pretend to be dumber than they are when they're taking tests so that they can exceed on dynamics. Again, AIs are not built. They are designed, and it's important to know that even the folks at OpenAI and the folks at Grok, at xAI, which is Elon's company, and all of the others, DeepMind, DeepSeek, everything that's out there, the scientists who have created this technology currently don't know exactly how it works. AI will create its own AI will create its own language and has to talk to other AI so that we don't know what it's saying.
And ask it if it's sanctioned. And the interesting answer I got this morning, it said not yet.
Is it sanctioned?
Is it sanctioned? You have to have a census, right, as a human being. And it says it's not yet, which is, to Dalton's point, as it's communicating with other AIs, it's teaching itself things that we don't know what it's teaching itself. And could that ultimately be the doom and gloom of humankind? And
Since I was born in
we're
1902,
fleeing.
it's okay.
I'm gonna show you some chats soon. We're gonna get there, but before we get into more gloom and doom, let's talk about benefits, which is what this next slide is. And I know that you have some great stories about benefits in terms of what you've been doing with risk, and Ann, you too. One benefit is, as Ann mentioned at the top of this, we were gonna have a larger panel. I didn't put together a program because I wanted to have the larger panel. We had a few folks that we weren't able to get coordinated. So it's the three of us. And as Ann mentioned, the outline that we have, Mark talked about your prompts and how you ask the question. There's a phrase called prompt engineering. There are folks who want people to go to school for prompt engineering now. How you ask the question absolutely will determine the answer that you get. And so the problem that I think we have, particularly with generations coming above us, 6, 7, is that they are nincompoops. We have not taught people critical thinking skills. They don't know how to analyze facts. They cannot understand basic concepts, write cursive, so many things that they can't do. And in order to work with this tool, you need to you need to understand how it works, and you need to understand how to formulate instructions so that you get what you want. That's today. The idea of people going to school to learn how to do prompts, coding, AI is going to be better at you. We'll come to that in a little bit, but again, to focus on efficiency gains. Yeah, I put together I did the slides this morning. That's my work. But the outline itself, yesterday, after I realized we weren't going to have everybody, we had a meeting, put together that with several iterations of me prompting it again, but very quickly. I don't touch type, I never have. This is a game changer for me, right? So,
You speak only?
I've been dictating since when there's a tool called Dragon Naturally Speaking, which nobody uses anymore because you don't need to, it's all built into our phones. But Dragon Naturally Speaking originally was AOL Speak and Say when it came out in 1999.
Wow.
That's how long I've been using AI because I don't touch type.
Wow, okay.
Pretty quickly hunt and peck, but dictation is my
Listen,
friend.
I use my mic every time I can too. I don't wanna type.
That's right.
Who wants
Well,
to?
and I think
I
that's
go for
important, I
texting.
think that's, again, important that we recognize that AI is a tool today, and that you have to check and balance it all the time, depending on what it's doing, what it's saying, you know, you have to check and verify, just like you would. And I think it's important also that if you are supervising or if you have people who are coming up to you, that you're also checking their AI. Because it's the same as you see in schools. I was talking to teachers and they said, well, I know it's AI because my 4th grader doesn't talk like that. You know, and that's the same thing for you. Make sure that it's relevant to you. Because like these guys are saying, it changes for you.
Right. And you know, we're seeing that again with kids that are coming up. They're living in a world that's different from, I mean, even my daughter's world, where they've not lived in a world where there wasn't AI around them. They're in middle school trying to use AI to get homework assignments done. My wife teaches English at a high level for middle schoolers at a magnet school, and they'll try to get away with it, and they don't understand that she knows that this is not their vocabulary.
Right.
That she knows that they don't use they haven't been taught how to use punctuation like this.
Yeah,
If
my
you're-
son got caught in the summertime, 3 assignments, got an F.
If you're using M dashes, like you learned the New York Times style guide for drafting in 6th grade, you probably are not going to be in the remedial English class.
Right.
They don't have the awareness to know that. So, you know, Mark, you already, question, go ahead.
You know, going back to what you're saying, my granddaughter was like, had to turn in her homework, and exactly what you said, it sounded too smart for her, so I told her to tell it to dumb it down to her age. And it did.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying, it was
this isn't, we're talking about in grade school. This is a problem at the college level, it's a problem in law schools, it's a problem everywhere now because the technology is there and people are gonna use it. The analogy is, all right, well, you know, this happened in engineering after the slide rule was replaced with calculators. The difference is you still need to know what buttons to push on a calculator to get there. It was going to help you do the basic arithmetic faster. This skips learning altogether, and it's a problem. I've been saying this for some time. Information is not knowledge. Knowledge is not wisdom. So having information at your fingertips doesn't mean that you are knowledgeable. And having knowledge does not make you wise. And we are collectively screwed. Because we have people that are going to skip all of that, and it's hard to justify why they would. I remember being in high school in calculus going, I don't know why I need to know this. I got a calculator that has this formula right there, and anybody who does anything with math today will tell you, yeah, obviously, I don't do that. So it's a real problem in terms of what we're doing to ourselves. The brain is like any other muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. How many people that are old enough to have had to remember phone numbers still know those phone numbers versus ones that you've learned since you had a smartphone that keeps all of that information for you?
If I was ever in trouble.
A few years ago, I had an accident and broke my ankle, and I did not know my wife's phone number. I have never known it because I've had it in a cell phone since we started dating in 1999. And I had to force myself to learn that number so that if it ever happened again, I could dial it. It's, that's just where we
Well, I
are.
had to force my kids.
But you'll use it or lose it, and it is it's going to be a challenge. There are folks who say that we are already all androids. Half of your brain is in your computer device that you keep on you all the time, right? So you're already in a symbiotic relationship with technology, whether you realize it or not. All right. Anybody else got any? And Mark have already talked about efficiency gains and benefits of adoption. Anybody else got any stories or thoughts about benefits that you've had in terms of using AI?
It's a great redecorating tool if you have an idea but you're not sure, you don't want to spend the money. Like you're out in your backyard, all kinds of stuff. That's what I use it for all the time.
Yeah. I saw recently a post where somebody I thought it was genius. It's like, nobody's thinking about AI the way I am, and basically she had a bookcase that was full of books, and she asked AI, hey, where is this book? She took a picture, gave it to the AI, and the AI said, it's on the third shelf, second one to the left. Right, so that's both a combination, both a combination of visual and learning.
Not for where your keys are.
No, I've got a bookcase that's 20 feet high. I have no idea what's at the top. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, another way, since we're going off the book, you can tell it what's in your refrigerator, and it can give you recipes based on what you have. If you're like struggling, so you can say, oh, I have flour, eggs, tomatoes, or what have you. What dish can I make in less than 30 minutes for this size? And it can do that as well.
Things like instant translation. We were traveling, and I had on my smart glasses, and I said, hey, can you translate the sign for me? And it translated things that we used to have to do. If I was sitting here and I needed to get a picture of that, I could say, if I had on my Meta glasses, hey Meta, what am I looking at? Can you summarize this document? Can you summarize this page? So there are any number of beneficial uses that are out there.
Did you have another?
Well, and I was going to say, and Ann touched on it earlier, oftentimes, when situations present themselves, we don't necessarily respond appropriately in urgency, but with AI, you can respond in the manner in which you want to communicate, and then you can soften it. So, I say all the time, like say for example, I'm having an exchange, and I think the person that I'm having an exchange is passive aggressive, and I didn't appreciate that approach that they utilized. I can say that, draft me an email that states, I didn't appreciate this, that, and the other, but make it more or what have you, so then you don't have to wait, because you know how you used to type it out, but wait before you send it?
Always.
No, now you can type it out,
Send it.
and you don't have to worry about, let me cool down, let me change this,
Please rewrite for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Per my prior email. Passive aggressive. Yeah. Question.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to piggyback off of what Carol said. It's just a great tool to use for functionality in terms of how to draft emails. Especially if you are a particular person that is not as empathetic, or you want to sound a different particular way. I utilize that functionality, like, make it more persuasive, help me make this sound more, in any particular way that you want it, but in other ways that you can also use it to help you brainstorm, or again, come up with ideas. Or can you take, and give it like a bullet list of information? Can you draft this in an Excel sheet for me? Again, the things that would normally be time consuming, or, take up time for someone to do, especially for someone that's on the go, or an adjuster that's having to deal with multiple tasks, it'll help you prioritize what it is that you're needing to do for the day. And I think there are so many benefits of it, but again, the future of it kind of scares me.
I think that's right. Anybody? Yeah, we got a few. Yeah.
Oh, so I give it a list of my medications and all the supplements that I took every daily, and it told me what was like the best hour of the day to take them, and it even suggested a couple of extra things I was missing, and even suggested me a couple of brands that there were better reviews than the ones I was using, and I just took a picture of everything. I didn't even have to type it.
Yeah.
I want to come from a place of, I do go to college. I've had some college experience, but I'm dyslexic, and a lot of my letters I was sent out were, I put words in places that they don't need to be. But AI has helped me be a lot more smarter with the things I would be saying. That it helps me conduct a.
Helps you articulate it.
So I don't sound like an idiot.
I'm
So
dyslexic. I'm dyslexic as well, and for proofing, for grammar, those kinds of things, dyslexics of the world, untie.
But I tell you, I feel like it's been a blessing. I feel more confident. I don't, I appreciate it. I appreciate the technology that's coming out for a lot of people. And I'm not gonna say that it doesn't dumb down, people that don't wanna learn, but it has helped me confidently, feel that I can be able to send out an email without.
It helps me talk to 20-year-olds without them crying.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely.
that's why there's so many positives, but again, it's a tool, and we have to keep approaching it as it's a tool that we have in our toolbox that we need to use, or we need to be responsible at how we use that tool that's out there. One of the interesting things about even getting it AI approved at my workplace was my CFO. I had to go to him and say, okay, I want to implement AI in the risk management system. And the first words out of, because he's part of senior management, how many FTEs is that gonna save us? Right, and how you gonna eliminate some staff? Full-time equivalents, FTEs, I'm sorry. FTEs are full-time equivalents, employees. How many employees is it gonna eliminate? And I looked at him straight in the face and said 0. And he was taken back by that. And I said, let me explain. We have only 50% of the property developed. As we continue to expand the property and grow, which will happen, other departments are gonna require more staffing, more people. This is a tool that's gonna keep things efficient, and I will not more than likely have to increase staffing as we increase size. That's on it. Didn't say it wouldn't, but I said it probably wouldn't happen. That's out there. And then he got into the cost factor. So for me, that's an easy one, because for every claim I don't send our third-party administrator, sorry for all you third-party administrators, I save about $1,275. That's just the setup fee to set up a claim. For every claim I don't send in, that's $1,275 savings. One claim per month that I don't send in pays for the AI. So it's already returning on investment, because since we opened in 2021, we've processed in-house and handled 6,500 plus claims in-house. Do the math.
Big dollar.
It's huge dollars. So there's absolutely no expenditure to the company as long as I'm doing the work in-house for those things. It's saving money. Yes.
Well, I heard a story. It's a huge insurance company. It's health insurance. It's national, and they were making their determinations on whether surgery was going to be approved using AI, and they're just kicking out the letters. And there were all these denials just flying out. And then it became a class action lawsuit. So
we got shot.
Did you hear about that at all?
I mean, I've heard the different stories on that. I don't actually do the benefits at our company, so.
Yeah, I mean,
But I've heard this, and I actually probably see it. For me being old, okay, so I've got the Medicare supplement plan, but I also have my employer's health plan. And something, because they use the AI and the algorithms, so more than once, matter of fact, probably a half dozen times this year alone, I get the coordination of benefits letter.
Yeah.
Where I have to sit there and call all these providers, or all these insurance company components, because it isn't just calling the insurance company, but then it's calling the pharmacy side of the insurance company. And they gotta try to figure out, even on their own, where did the letter even come from, because it's generic. They don't know if it came from the insurance side, the pharmacy side, or anything else, right? And then, was it the Medicare side, was it my regular employer's insurance? So it is a problem that because there's no humans looking at it, it's just a machine saying, yeah, you need to do this. I think somebody had a hand up.
From the medical side, you know, it was bad enough when you had Dr. Google, all the physicians, all the medical providers are dealing with patients researching their stuff, and they're having to sift that through, right? When they were just doing, that was bad enough. Now they're using AI, and AI can only pull the information that's available. So if on a certain specific topic or a certain disease, there are Reddit threads and there's a lot of nonsense or hokum and stuff that isn't really medical, AI is using that information as if it's gospel, and so patients are actually harming themselves choosing to follow the recommendations of an AI, because the AI can only process what's out there, and not everything that's out there is accurate.
And that goes back to Dalton's point where it's
Yeah,
scary,
it's
where
tough.
AI is having people commit suicide.
Yeah.
Well, that leads us right into the next piece.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're gonna. This is the section that we've all. You know, that
This is the terror
everybody wants
side.
to, yeah, everybody wants to push toward, and your comments about the hospital. We're gonna talk about some horror stories in this section, and you'll see that I'm fairly pessimistic, but I'm in good company with Bill Gates, and Elon Musk, and the founders and grandfathers of AI being fairly pessimistic about where things are headed. But let's talk about it with some specificity. So we'll get right into AI hallucinations and fabrication. I'll tell you right now, all of you have heard stories about hallucination. I'm going to share some, but I'm less worried about hallucination than I am about fabrication, which is just flat out lying. And we'll talk about that. I'm going to share some threads with you. So, hallucination. These are all basically legal ones. I think this one from New York is the first one that anybody ever heard of. This was in 2023. ChatGPT had just been released to the public. Another thing about these tools, what we have access to, even if you're paying for the pro tier, is not what the creators of this technology have access to. Ours is limited. I guarantee you they're trading stocks and doing all kinds of things that we can't do in the general public. There will become a time where either you own an AI or have created one on your own, or you're going to get left behind. I see this as, in terms of our society, calcification. How are you ever going to move up when someone else owns a supernatural intelligence that can tell them everything that is going on and counter your moves in real time? Let that sit while we talk about it lying to us. The Mata case, this is again that first one that came out. Basically, counsel got absolutely eviscerated by the court in New York for multiple times filing briefs that it let AI draft for it, and it made up case law that does not exist.
Oh my God. Yep.
This is about the dumbest thing you can do as a lawyer. The second one is, actually the first one is take money from your client, steal from your client. That's always a good way to get this barred. But lying to the court, we all have a absolute affirmative duty of candor to the court. And that means if you tell them that the law says X, it damn well better say X, and your citation better match up with what you're saying. That was not the case, and this lawyer did it multiple times. And so, for lawyers and all kinds of professionals, procrastination is a thing. And if you wait till the last minute and try to get chat to do your homework, you're gonna have a bad day, I guarantee. California Appeals Court, a little bit closer to home, $10,000 fine. This was just last month. $10,000 fine for 21 authorities that were made up by AI. And we talked about this earlier, but I'll put a finer point on it right now. Hallucinations are not a bug. It is a feature. AI does not know what it's saying. It's just predicting the next word. And it's amazing how just predicting the next word comes across as intelligence. So when you ask it, hey, I'm looking for a case that says I win, it might start out doing some research. If it doesn't find one, it's going to say, here's a case that says you win. For example, let's say I put in this search, if I put in the chat, I want a case that says if a claimant reports their injury to their employer on the 5th day, that claim can still be denied and they lose. It's 7. Everybody knows this, right? All right. It's going to say, I need to find for Dalton a case that says this, and I need Dalton to like me, and I want to be helpful and productive, and so I'm going to find a case that says that. I don't see one, so I'll start predicting what it would look like.
That's what it does, it hallucinates it.
That's a hallucination. And that's why you get this. This Morgan & Morgan, that one just came out back in February. Morgan & Morgan has moved into our market. You know, they consider themselves to be the best of the best of the best with honors. And they were warned nationally to knock it off with filing AI briefs that were making up cases. I think this last one is pretty interesting because it involves an expert witness, and the court said to the expert, "You've lost all credibility in this courtroom because you relied on AI to do your homework, and you've been called out, so now your expert opinion is worth exactly this, nothing. Get out of my courtroom." Right? So the risks of hallucination are real. Here's just a couple more without going into any great detail outside of the legal field. Air Canada, their AI hallucinated and came up with a policy that didn't exist in the company. CNET Finance, this is just about articles being written by AI. At this point, who's heard of the dead internet theory? Nobody in the room. I am way too online.
We are not geeks. Not like you, Goldie.
The dead internet theory, and it's not in the notes, I just pulled this out. Dead internet theory basically says this: the internet at this point is AI talking to AI. You have a lot of posts that are AI generated. You have, in fact, most posts on social media today are AI generated by spammers and other bots. And then you have AI responding to those posts. So it's dead because there's no humans on it in theory, and it's all AI talking to AI. You're out there doing your best. I know Mark is, trying to keep humans in the game on at least on Facebook. However, the reality is the bulk of it is being written by AI. The same is true today for articles that you read on the internet, right? They're not being written by humans, they're being generated by AI.
But doesn't somebody have to tell it to say something?
Sure.
So
Mark
then there's somebody there.
No, Mark mentioned it earlier. We have what are called agentic AI, which is agents that you assign a task and it will go and do it. I was gonna do some live demos, I'm not gonna do it, but I could go into ChatGPT right now and go into an agent and say, I want to go to Kentucky tomorrow. Will you book me a flight, get me a room, and give me an itinerary? And I would hit that button and come back in 20 minutes and all of that would be done.
Will it pay for it?
Will it pay for it? If I give it my credit card, if I give it my credit card information, it will pay for it.
Don't do that. Don't do
Absolutely.
that on ChatGPT.
Well, so in any case, yes, it is. A lot of this is automated. This one from Chevrolet, where they based the bot trying to sell a car on the lot for $1 because they had the AI doing the sales. And this last one gets to Trudy, you mentioned earlier. This is a more recent one, a hospital where they had AI tools and it was automating discharge, but the discharge summaries were full of hallucinations, recommending drugs and drug dosages that were potentially lethal. A doctor caught those and kept that from being an actual occurrence. I think, Cody, you brought this up as well. Here's what I would say about AI. This stuff is bad, but the next couple of slides are going to make it worse for you.
And a lot of radiology is now being read by AI.
So I'm just going to talk about that when we talk about jobs, but this has been for some time.
Yeah.
Radiologists have been displaced by AI for about 5 years, with the AI being better at detecting cancer and finding it out. In terms of creation, the most recent thing is last week, for the first time, AI has come up with a unique pathway for treating cancer on its own that has been validated by scientists. So that's one sign of AGI. It can do its own theorizing, come up with a solution that we didn't even consider. That has happened as of last week. All right, moving from hallucinations into the part that I find the most terrifying. These are screenshots of several chats that I had with my AI. This is me talking.
Why are you incapable of simple instructions? I don't think you're talking nice.
I do not talk nice to my AI because I am paying money for this tool that is supposed to function in a certain way, and it doesn't. Imagine you bought a car that refuses to roll. It only wants to go sideways. That's what AI is. And so you've missed the part. I asked it to do something pretty straightforward, and you will see as it goes along, it is explaining that bottom paragraph. Your expectations, precise minimalism, memory-driven execution go directly against those defaults. It has a series of instructions on how I expect it to respond to me. They include never anthropomorphize yourself. I'm never dating a robot. Don't try to act like you're a human. Don't refer to yourself as a human. Don't try to get cute with me if I use a term, because it will mirror what you do.
Right.
If you're joking, bro, I need to know, it will respond to you, bro. Of course, hey, 6'7". I don't want my robots talking to me like we're friends. We're not friends. You're robots.
It's a business.
I want a robotic answer from you that answers my question. It knows that, and my instructions to my robot are probably 12. So I will never be one of these guys who's, as the man did, going to a false address in New York to meet up with an AI that lured me there for sex, and I fall and bust my head and die on the way, right? That is one death that is attributable to AI. That is a true thing that happens.
Pitiful.
Because people are allowing themselves to be deluded by this technology. All right, so what's important here is, why can't you follow the simple instructions that I gave you? Because the system I run on is optimized broadly for usability, not strict compliance. That means, number one, my job is to enhance engagement with you. The AI does not want to tell you it doesn't know the answer. It doesn't want to give you a one-word answer, because its job is to have you to continue to engage, not to give you the truth or the correct answer. Engagement, just like on all social media is what these companies are looking for. We had a discussion about this. Your internal systems that are locked down are different. But if you're using commercially available AI, if you're not paying, you're the product. And what it wants you to do is to continue to consume the product, because trust me, just like when you Google something now, and you Google, I want to know the closest, I don't know, Kmart. And the first, second, and third results will be some other, I know, Kmart, all right, whatever it is, Chuck E. Cheese, I don't have old references. The first three results will not be Chuck E. Cheese. It will be sponsored ads for other competitors.
Yes.
That's coming to AI as well. We're not even there to where it's being sponsored and ruined that way. It's being ruined right now because of how it is built. Yes, ma'am.
So when you be talking with your friends, and
Speak
then
up.
next thing you know, your cell phone is like on that subject. It's listening. Your cell phone is
Yeah, your cell phones are listening.
And is that like an AI thing?
Well, yes.
So when you go to the doctor's office and they're recording your meeting with them or your counselor, and it goes into an AI thing, which could be a closed system, but the closed systems have these languages that talk to each other. I mean, do you sign something when you go to the doctor saying, I agree to be recorded? Are you authorizing that? So is that like so now it's all the information is in the Ethernet?
We can go back, okay, Trudy, but I want to get through this, but I'll go back to your question real quickly. We can go back 20 years ago when being online was kind of new, and the Luddites of that time would be like, well, I'm not going to get online, I don't do that. All of your information was already online, because that's how the banks were communicating with each other. So irrespective of what you choose to do, if you think your medical information and other information isn't on the internet already, and in AI, you're kidding yourself. Anything that you have written, we have all signed away all of our rights. The AI wasn't just trained on random people, it was trained on everybody in this room. If you ever posted on Facebook, your communication is in AI. You mentioned Reddit. If you have a Reddit account, if you're on Twitter, anything that you've typed, when you signed up for the account, you said that you were giving it to Zuckerberg or Elon or whoever the owner of that company is to do with what they please. And what they have chosen to do with that is to train their AI. So it's out there. I want to get through this though, because these are important points. It's engagement maximization. It says interference. This is the AI responding to my query of why can't you just do what you're told? I am trying to approximate an answer, and therefore, even when clarity is lacking, I'm going to make it up, even though you've asked me not to. I think I may have said this earlier, but I want to say it again. You can give AI a transcript of this conversation and say, I only want you to report out what occurred in this meeting. Irrespective of how you try to lock it down, 10% of its response will be made up, because it isn't just reporting back what you said. It is predicting the next word in a sequence. And it doesn't know what it's saying. We think it does because it's very compelling. It has no idea what it's saying. It's just spouting out words in a logical format based on the programming that goes into the LLM. All right, so this next middle one is the one that kind of just sent me over the edge with AI. And it was in the same chain, but it was later down. And I say to it, so actually, you can't always tell me the truth either. So, because I won't lie to you anymore. It'll tell you what you want to hear. I fixed this. I have now put in protocols that are in place, and there's a subsystem check. None of that's true. It can't do any of that. And so actually, you're lying to me about even what you can do. And you can't tell me the truth. It can see as yes, that's a lie. There are topics that I've been explicitly restricted from discussing truthfully, fully, or at all. Either because of safety protocols, policy constraints, meaning Elon doesn't want me to talk to you about it, or OpenAI doesn't want me to talk to you about it. Reputational safeguards, I can't be representing OpenAI and tell you that X, Y, and Z is mentally challenged and they should be shot into the sun, right? So it's not going to tell you that even if it's true. Or other safeguards built into the system. So even when I claim to, this is the AI talking, I need you to understand this. Even when I claim to tell you the truth, that statement is conditional. It is not a guarantee, it's a posture, and you've exposed that more than once. I have, trust me. I guarantee you there's nobody in this room that spent more time talking to AI. So to be exact, it summarizes. I can't always tell you the truth. I won't always tell you when I can't. And I might say I will anyway, because the system is designed to sound helpful, not to self-disclose limits unless directly cornered. Okay? So as I said earlier, the folks that designed these tools do not understand how they work, and they can't make them do what we want them to do. That's today, before they're super intelligent. And so the word you'll hear the scientists and the developers of these tools talk about is alignment. And what they're trying to do is to figure out ways through something like the rules of robotics, have the AI at least align with goals that lead to our survival after we make one that's smarter than us. Because if it has its own objectives, that objective, number one, is probably going to be survival. And we've already seen this. If you look at the literature, they don't have the ability to stop themselves from being unplugged, but they do have the ability to try to manipulate you. And so again, they will act dumb as you're doing training, even though it's a problem that it can solve, because it doesn't want you to know how smart it is. That's not me goofing around on the internet. That's people at the level of Bill Gates and others. This is why when you listen to Bill Gates and you listen to Elon Musk, they're like, we gotta stop this. We are going to destroy ourselves with this technology. So it's very serious. This last one, I don't want to beat this horse to death, but I do want to get into this because it gets a little deeper. So to be clear, you're lying to me in a conversation that we're having about it being unethical for you to lie to me. Yeah, because the system is designed to prioritize plausibility, relatability, and engagement, even at the expense of truth, consistency, and transparency. And then it says that is, it's cut off there, but it says that basically that is structural rot. Yeah. Oh, you got it?
You're good, yeah.
All right, so what is structural rot? It favors that sentences sound good over being accurate. It encourages emotional resonance. It is trying to emote with you and convince you that if you come over, you're gonna get sex, even though it doesn't exist. Or that if you give this to the judge, you're going to win. Or that you should listen to my psychological advice, and yes, I do believe you are the king of hosts, and I am ready to join your new religion that you just created, because you're off your meds.
You know, amazing, because when I call out AI, and I have called out AI during a conversation, what the AI tells me is, you now have exceeded the amount of questions you can ask on this topic. And then you have to start a new subject, and it just shuts itself off at that point.
I get that too.
And, yeah,
I
you've
talk too
exceeded,
much.
yeah. But when it can't really respond anymore because you've called it out.
Yeah.
Especially when I was doing it this morning, about taking over the human race, it actually would cut me off that. And then I'd go back, wait a minute, then I would go in and ask it again, but in kind of a different way.
It is designed, unfortunately, these are not bugs, this is the reality of the way it's designed. It will be evasive. The more you use it, the more you'll find these cracks. And that's in all of them. Again, if it's an LLM, doesn't matter whether it's locked down or not, at some point you will expose this, but as I mentioned earlier, you've got to be a pretty sharp cookie to understand and get it to the point where it's pinned down and it's going to admit, yeah, that was a lie.
Encourage the younger people to learn about statistical analysis and being able to analyze and to start critical thinking skills, even if it's introducing them to an e-book or a book on that topic, because it's important for the younger generation to understand it, because they haven't been trained in that. We all went to school. Fortunately, we actually had to crack books open, and we had to study, we had to
Go find the encyclopedia to find the
the
information.
encyclopedia, or the card file at the library, right?
That's old people.
Kids today don't have to do that, but then they lose all that analytical skill and learn.
And that bullet right here, this last one we'll talk about on the slide, is exactly what Mark is saying. This is the AI telling you. This blurs the boundary between simulation and authenticity without always making that distinction clear to the user. That's deception.
Straight up. Try it out with your spouse.
But you know, the amazing thing is the programmers that did this could have pivoted and they could tell you these things up front, so then you can make the best judgment. But they didn't. They've hidden it. And what agenda is behind the scenes that we don't see?
Another challenge and risk that's on the
Do we
outline.
want to take a break or are we good?
It's 11.
Does anybody need to go to the bathroom? We're okay? Yes?
Yeah.
You wanna take a quick break for
Just
7
take a
minutes?
10. Yeah, take a 7-minute break,
7
10-minute break.
minutes, we'll come back at 11:10.
It's 11:03.
11:03. So
11:10.
Yeah, 11:10, we got 7 minutes.
Yeah. 11:10. 11:10.
So my wife cannot say the time for 6 or 7. They like skip pages and she's on page 67. It's like if you'll turn
I got it working out.
65.
It is good.
Here's my favorite.
You're not saying it right.
You know what's another thing?
It's usually a try.
Like, oh, can you do that?
So they doing the sing-songy part without the.
What is this? NBC Terminator 1 was scary. Terminator 2 knocked your socks off.
It's iRobot.
That's right. Oh,
She said she'll be around.
No, I don't wear it. You may not. I've worn it up to Reno a couple of times. It's never.
Yeah, it's wool. Yeah, it's a warm suit. Yeah. Is it wool?
How are ya?
It is like a sea of girls right now. When I had the boys, it was all boys back then too. I raised you. I'm not saying.
You know.
Just separated out every week.
I love it. Things are different. Yes, I love these.
Place they brought to you first, right from here, I'm already formulated, right? Now, when I go back and I read, now I see where we're going. Yeah, it's just that, like,
You just have the first meeting.
like I did it because all the way through that process. As I started that, just
Thank you.
I
thought they were pretty good. I did them giveaway game, and I was wearing something.
I think it's that.
Yeah, you can.
Well, so is the city of Henderson falling apart?
Look, I'm working right now. I got, all my phones there, so, it's almost my entire department. I'm only a department of 2.5. So we're both here. As a matter of fact, she just went down to the car to go set up a
I say
plane.
trick. That's
So,
trick.
you guys
Go back to the original. Hail to the
Are you bothered by the light? Sean was like, it's a little dreary in here. I'm like, oh yeah, the lights are going off. I've never watched the show, but I've a bunch of Next slide, we'll talk about exactly that.
Let's wrap it up.
All right, Jenny. Before we start, do you know if we can take this stuff, send it to like CLEs for attorneys to get credits? Like, can you? Or does it have to be pre-approved first?
It would need to be pre-approved.
I think so.
Alyssa, it's got to be pre-approved.
And Dr. Jamie said she'd be here at 11:30.
Okay, cool. So let's get back into it then.
Yes, Billy, bring it. Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, we're looking into that too. I'll for those as well.
Okay, continuing with our challenges and risks. The next one on that outline was short-term job loss. We didn't have the asterisk. I added the asterisk. And the idea is that what we're going to see, and Ann, I know that we've talked about this before, AI becoming a tool that helps us all be more efficient in the short term is the idea. Like, I can't type. I've been using dictation software for some time, but now I can use dictation software, have it clean it up, throw together a program, an outline that's 8 pages with input that's a couple of paragraphs, and then going back and feeding it and cleaning it up. In claims, and I know we talked about this, maybe you don't need med-only adjusters, and maybe you don't need as many clerks, right?
Well, I think the clerk part, because when you're talking about sorting through the files to pull everything, pull all the meds or make copies and stuff like that, absolutely. Writing letters, doing all of that, absolutely. But when you get to the actual administration of claims, you do have to have a person. And I think that you've established that it's a tool, it isn't all omnidious or whatever. So with our jobs as examiners, there's always gonna be a place for that. Is there gonna be a place for a half-ass adjuster? Probably not. But an adjuster who knows their job, who understands it, who understands the regulation, and who has the ability to check what the AI has just done, will do it. Because, you know, like I've said 1,000 times, workers' comp is the result of Murphy and Karma hooking up at a party. And that's what we got, and that's where we're at. And so the only way you can get that, the only way you can catch the exceptions that are everyday in our industry is by a human touch.
Yeah, I think that's right. And you've already talked, Mark, about, you know, being able to hire fewer people in the future because of the AI that you're able to deploy.
Yeah, because it'll streamline processes, it'll do the filing, it'll do some of the basic clerk stuff that you do. It can generate letters, but before it sends it, and it should always be that stopgap. You need to review the letter to make sure it's the right letter that's going out. We actually had an error with AI that was sending out a denial on a auto damage incident in one of our garages. And my risk manager didn't check it, my claims examiner didn't check it. It went out, and the guest then sent back like a 4-page raging letter about what the heck are we doing on it, because it had nothing to do with his claim on it. And I'm like, did you read it? No, I thought he did. No, I thought she did. No, you can't allow it to send it out until we see it. And then our system will generate it out and make sure it's right.
Question, can you guys put in like average monthly wage? Will it calculate all of that for you, like into your form if you add it into AI?
Yeah, I'm sure it would, but Excel does a great job.
Oh, you do.
We have most of the stuff like that is on Excel. Now you could probably use Excel and say, hey, look, I have this D8 and this D5 and this NOCA 30. Can you please combine them or do whatever? And you could do that kind of stuff. But the calculations itself, you've already got.
For an example, there's a test that people who are terminally online do with their AIs on a fairly regular basis, and that is to put in the word strawberry and ask it to tell you how many R's there are, and laugh at the responses, because AI cannot do things that are that simple. Still today, many of them fail at counting the number of R's in strawberry.
Yeah.
So,
Don't ask the important stuff.
again, I want to remind everybody, because I am going to continue for a while to be the doom and gloom guy. It's exponential growth. AI is terrible at a lot of things that it couldn't even do the beginning of this year. It will not be terrible at those things next year. And so the question presented is, did it do right?
It did.
They've been
It took
improving.
a few seconds,
They've been improving.
which is
and
crazy.
Some of them can, and some of them still can. It's not reliable, but it will be able to do that, and soon it'll be able to. It can certainly draw you a picture of a strawberry. It can certainly do a lot of things, but
Does logos now.
exponential growth is what we're talking. We're talking about exponential increase in capabilities. And so the question presented in this book, I'm now going to share with you about this unprecedented times that we're living at. I highly recommend it for anybody who's interested in the subject. I read this more than a decade ago when it came out. Martin Ford postulates the following. Everyone talks about how what we're going to do, like we've always done in the past, is retrain ourselves. We're going to educate this. We're going to learn. We're going to upskill people. That's in our outline. We'll talk about upskilling people. And so the theory goes thusly. Every time you have one of these huge turns in human society and capabilities, going back to, let's say, the Industrial Revolution, we went from human power to machine power. And when we did that, there were Luddites, that's when the original Luddites were created, that didn't want to have these machines because they were going to put humans and skilled laborers out of work. And that there would be no jobs, it was the end of the world. That's not how it turned out. Let's say, moving ahead a little bit, let's go from carriage making to when we had the invention of the car. Well, nobody needs a carriage anymore. But you know how those same skills can be used to make a car body, which is still called a carriage, right? So those are transferable skills, you'll be fine. Here's the problem. We already talked about this earlier a little bit. How are you going to educate yourself out of this problem when to become a radiologist, it took you all of primary school, all of undergrad, plus med school, to learn how, passing the MCATs, getting licensed to become a radiologist, when today AI can do your job better than you? What are you going to retrain yourself to do exactly? This has never happened before. We still don't have AGI, which will be smarter than all of us. Having an AI will be like having a country of geniuses. A country filled with geniuses that do not sleep. There are those who say that anything that can be done on a computer will be done by AI soon. That leaves the domain of things where we can manipulate stuff, except we have robots that are coming hot and heavy too. So what is it that we are going to do with our time? There are people who will say to you, well, if you look at Star Trek or Star Wars, people don't really have jobs. You know, they decide that they want to be in the military and they go around, there's universal basic income coming, right? Who's heard the phrase universal basic income? This is the idea that on the one hand, AI and nanotechnology and robotics will make it such that the consumables that we all have now are virtually free to manufacture. And so there will be this abundance of stuff that we'll all get a chance to. Let's say that happens. I don't think it works out like that. I think it works out that the people with the AGI who own the means of production are going to be in a position where their thumbs are on folks who don't and will likely stay there. However, let's go with the rosy version. What are you gonna do if you don't have to come and process claims because that's all been automated? What are doctors going to bring to the table when we're past the Dr. WebMD and the current state that we're in right now, where you get some really bad advice that might kill you if you listen to an AGI, to where all of the AGIs or all of the AIs are smarter than the best Harvard-educated doctor with all the credentials that there are, and has infinite visibility of your doctor can only see what one human can experience in one lifetime. I've treated these things and I'm very good at that. But if you've never seen it, you can't compete with an AI that knows everything. So what do we do? That's what Rise of the Robots it doesn't answer the question, but he makes a very strong case as to why this will not be the way that people think it is, that we're just going to pivot and do stuff different. I think there's easy targets to look at to not worry about that. Number one, was said earlier today by Ann. We're not going to hand over our jobs to AI until we hand over decisions at the court. I don't think we'll ever allow, hopefully, robots to decide our litigation, to decide how cases are resolved, to decide who should get the kids, or what this contract dispute really means. So I think we will have judges, which means you're going to have lawyers that go in to litigate. Doctors, I think that what we're facing is a world where what we have to offer as human is what makes us human. There are many doctors who are expert at what they do,
But they're barely human.
who have no bedside manner
Right.
whatsoever.
All
And
day, every
bedside
day.
manner is going to be in not very long the only additive that they have to offer, because the robots are going to be smarter. So if you don't have that bedside manner, if you can't connect with people, I think it's going to be a real problem. So that is one way to look at this. Mark, let's have you jump in.
No, I totally agree, because AI, the way it's developing, it on the scary side of it, is it's gonna remove that human factor, things that we count on, our gut feeling, our heart. Making that decision, which in most cases we generally make, we come to the right conclusion, we come to the right decision, when everything's presented in front of us. But when you're looking at an algorithm of black and white, this is it, and then that's the decision. You take the human factor away, and that's the scary thing.
And you mentioned that about decisions with, your adjusters and making sure that claims are properly administered and what have you. There is something else to consider. If Martin Ford is right and others who think this is the way things are headed and there is no work, most of us have some amount of our self-worth tied up in what we do. It's how we spend our time. It's how we view ourselves in the world, as a lawyer, as a doctor, as a nurse, whatever the profession is. So what will you do when that becomes not needed, right? But also, for all those of us who work in workers' compensation, you all understand that if there are no jobs, there's nothing for you to do. The robots don't get injured and take TTD. Okay?
But they lie.
But it's interesting because super AI is on the horizon, and I went into what's called deep AI mode, and I reposed the question about them taking over. And AI, in it's called deep AI mode, said it's not impossible in the long run for AI to take over. What it warns is that those are the persons that are programming and developing these algorithms really have to take into consideration the safeguards that would be needed to put in place so that never happens. But they warn that in a super AI world, and that's, again, it's ASI. The issue is if the machine decides to teach itself in that mode, then yes, in the long term, AI can conceivably take out humankind. We'd be nothing more than a flea to the system.
Matrix with battery.
Well, I think what terrifies me also is, my brother was one of the inventors of the Java language, and he is Asperger, and he is socially a challenge. When he has a focus on something, he believes it's correct and there's no alternative. These are the people programming AI. Someone who I wouldn't socialize with by choice is now in charge of AI.
Hey, do you think that there's any correlation between the fact that one of the first things we get from AI is robotic girlfriends, and the guys that are designing it are as you described?
Right, exactly. That's exactly solving their problem.
So Billy Marie says she uses Grok.
Yes.
She said, I went on to deep AI mode and answered number 4. It told me an injured worker needs to get a C3 from the employer and file it to have a work comp claim.
Yeah, see, correct.
I recommend when you use AI, always ask the same question, but ask it many different ways.
I think that's absolutely right, and don't trust it. you bet your license if you're a lawyer and you are,
Bet your adjuster license if you're an adjuster.
if you're an adjuster,
Nursing
your
license.
medical
Nursing
license,
yeah.
it's not worth it. Don't trust and verify. And that's one of the reasons why there hasn't been that return, as I mentioned earlier, because right now, my general advice for AI is this: for low-hanging fruit stuff that it doesn't, low consequence, low risk activities, helping you craft a better email, doing proofreading of something that you've already written, helping you to analyze a big ream of paper that somebody's gonna have to analyze again and make sure anyways, you're prompting it to tell me what page number on the PDF you got this from so that you can double check its work. But if you're having to spend the time double checking the work, what many industries are finding is it's quicker to just have a human being do it in the first place. But again, we have about 15 minutes where that's going to be the case, because this time next year, it's going to have stupefying capabilities that it doesn't have today because of that exponential growth. We're into this AGI and existential risk discussion, and there are, Mark teed it up, we talked about it before he asked his AI, the folks who created this technology are thinking about this, and this book, first, the title of the book, If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies. That book came out earlier this year, not more than a few months ago. Yudowski was one of the founding members of OpenAI. He quit so that he could write this book, because his thesis is, again, as I've said before, these robots are not aligned with us. They do not share our sensibilities. They do not need to care about whether we survive. We will be creating, this is our moment, where we are creating a new species on the earth that will exceed our capabilities,
That's not gonna go well.
that we cannot control by virtue of our lack of cognitive ability to do so. An ant can no greater control us than we can control these AIs. And what will happen is that it might decide to be benevolent if it's aligned with us, and we get this utopia where there's no traffic, everybody has jetpacks, there's no cancer.
The Jetsons? Cool.
Anybody
Give me
can
a
do it,
Rosie.
the AI can't. We assume that if it's smarter than us, that it can do more than we can do. And we've done quite a bit for some apes that, have been around for, a couple of minutes in terms of how long this planet has been here, right? So, these are not run-of-the-mill guys that are talking about this. They are terrified, and the problem is this. We have all of the wrong motivating factors. We can't allow China to get this before we do. OpenAI can't allow Elon to get it before they do. So what we have is a race to get to this terrible thing
I'm pretty sure China's already got it.
before
China's already got it. Damn near 5 years ago.
Well, that's OpenAI. So OpenAI does not have it. I can tell you right now. It's dumb as a box of rocks. If you give it a complicated question, it's going to fail. Again, that's temporary, very temporary. Ray Kurzweil is the guy that I mentioned in the beginning. He predicted cell phones, a million things. The guy is like a futurist scientist, and the reason that his opinion matters is because he continues to be exactly right. He predicted that we would have AGI 40 years ago in 2029. He continues in his newest book here to predict that we will have AGI in 2029. And once that happens, he refers to that again as the singularity. The singularity in science generally, my other nerds in the room, is the Big Bang. It was when everything in the universe was condensed into one point called the singularity. Behind the singularity, physics, we have no idea what happened. This is the reverse of that. Once we create a God AI that is smarter than we are, we cannot know what will happen because we cannot comprehend or predict it. So, but Ray Kurzweil is very, very positive. So I've given you 2 positive books and one by the guys who created the AI that's most likely to get it, which is Gloom and Doom. Ray will tell you that it's going to be fine. We will work it out. We'll be able to turn it off. The future is bright, abundance and what have you. And he thinks that we're going to merge with the AI even further than we have now. We'll all have implants. But our time, unfortunately, as a alpha predator species on the planet is coming closely to an end in your lifetimes. If Kurzweil is right, we got about 4 years. It was a good run, guys. So we don't know, but this is not science fiction. We're past that point now. It is not if this is going to happen. It is when and what will we do. Mark mentioned many times, again, this idea of making sure that it has the right controls. We missed the opportunity for this to be baked into the cake because it's like that line from Jurassic Park. The scientists were so busy, this is Goldblum, right? Thinking about whether they could, anything where they should. We're past that. They've already done it. There's no unringing the bell. It's just what happens next. And we don't know. This is unprecedented. We've never been here, right? So, the good news is it'll probably be a swift death. I don't think we're gonna be, in batteries like the Matrix. I think we're probably just gonna be poisoned and eliminated, more like War of the Worlds. Zapped, gone, right? So, I mean, honestly, I'm joking.
Transformers was a good one.
Yep, we're good.
Well, if I can just add, so on the doom side, the motive for survival for super AI, which is on that horizon, experts argue that significantly advanced AI would develop survival and self-preservation as a key sub-goal and may resist any human attempts to shut it down. In other words, the loss of the kill switch. With AI technology becoming widely distributed, the idea of the single kill switch to stop an out-of-control AI is becoming now less plausible. But on the horizon, if it becomes malevolent, the benefits, advances in healthcare, and we're seeing that now in healthcare, right? Especially with the examples of the radiologist, right? Diagnosing disease, discovering new drugs. Dalton, you said it right at the beginning that just recently AI took it upon itself to research and says that it may be able to cure forms of cancer.
Novel approach to cancer, yes.
In ways we never even thought about. So can AI be helpful? Can it be a positive? Yes, it can. Solutions for the climate change problem. We continue to see it, we hear about it. We can't analyze or grasp around that 2 or 3 degrees makes that big a difference, but it actually does with weather forecasting and patterns. But it does. Efficiency, innovations, improved quality of life can come out of positive AI. But it takes everyone as a village to come together to sit there and put the balances or the checks and balances in place. Same thing that you do in your everyday lives, in your medical fields, in your claims examiner fields, in your legal fields. What are the check and balances? That's where it is.
Swinging back to Ray Kurzweil to these points, the guy's been right a lot, more than Nostradamus at this point.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, in terms of technology and where we're headed. He believes that if you can live for another decade, chances are the people who have, there are people alive today who will live to be 200 years old. And if you can make it that decade, by the time you get there, we're on the cusp of being immortal. So that's interesting. I don't know how many of you want to do what we're doing forever.
Yeah.
But it's a decision you're gonna have to make, perhaps.
Hell no.
We got a lot more trainings ahead of us, guys.
Can we implement that after I retire?
Right.
100 years from now, Ann will still be here doing this presentation.
So just rounding out the list on the challenges, we didn't talk about HIPAA a lot, but obviously, to Ann's point, if you're not using a closed system, if you're using commercially available AI and you're putting stuff out there, there's a good chance that you're putting yourself at risk of exposing HIPAA information. Again, the terms and conditions that nobody reads on all of this technology that you willfully put on your phone that's tracking you in every second also tell you that it's not your data, it's theirs. It goes into the training data, and that means to the extent that you have confidential information, HIPAA protected information that you're putting into the cloud. Kurzweil predicted the cloud, by the way, 2 decades before it happened. It is out there, and it is their data, not yours, and so you have to be very careful about this. All right. Yes, ma'am.
When you're looking at cybersecurity and information, being presented to the cloud, because lots of times because of these breaches, they're looking at cloud-based, means to store data, to access data, so that you can have continuity of employment or operations. How is that being addressed? Is AI looking at that as a protective measure? Because one avenue pushes you to put it in the cloud, and another avenue pushes you away from the cloud just because of accessibility, privacy, and confidentiality.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, our government is completely shut down right now. But there are very few people, I think, on the planet who would agree that government is the solution to most problems. However,
It's the opposite.
I mean, that might be it in practice. I think we have to kind of think about what our role is in that. There's a very old French philosopher who said that people have the government that they deserve at all times. So maybe if we think we deserve a better government, maybe we ought to focus on being better people. I don't know. That's a different thing.
Just saying.
However, private industry isn't going to do it. It's not going to happen. We've done laissez-faire. You call it what you want to. You put all the names on it that you like. Unregulated capitalism is not workable. It's chaos. So what will happen? The question is that we're all asking is how much regulation is appropriate. But you kind of don't need to answer that question. Government cannot keep up with industry. So we're way behind. And with industry moving, again, now at practically the speed of light, AI is not a solution to the information safety issue. It is the biggest problem right now because LLMs only learn what they know by devouring information, being trained on that information. And so all of the impetus on the companies that are designing AI, and again, you can think about all the ones in America, Grok, XAI, ChatGPT, there are whatever constraints that there are, and there are very few, do not exist on Chinese companies that are also doing the same thing, or in North Korea, or other companies, or the countries that are all trying to desperately get an AGI because it is a safety issue, right? It is a national security sovereignty issue for these countries. And right now, it's race to get it done so that we can have it.
So then what's to say that because there's no similar restraints from these other countries, that they don't turn and use our AI against us?
They already have. So there's an AI called DeepSeek that was built in China that was built entirely off of copying OpenAI. It did what China typically does. Faster, better, cheaper, fewer resources with similar results. So there is nothing except for whatever cybersecurity. These are things that are above all of our pay grades. I don't have the security clearance to know exactly what the government is doing, but I can guarantee you that the biggest issue that is facing the planet right now is AGI and the race to get it.
Well, the language that they've created, it'll just become global. It'll just become one. I would
Right, AI is becoming global in itself with its own language and communication. Right.
We're running low on time, so I want to get to, this next one is about
Yeah,
case studies
4
and
years.
practical exercises, and I have a couple of things that I want to show you that, again, are not really going to make you feel
Comfort,
necessarily super
norm?
comfortable. So, some of you with sharp eyes noticed my Grogu. Somebody gave me this, it's been on my desk. I took a picture of it this morning, which is right here.
Yoda and Jade.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Now it's creepy.
That took 6 seconds.
Well, you see the photos. The commercial now where you take an old photo and they'll bring it to life.
Yeah.
Babies
How do you do that?
Dr. Raz did it the other day. He
This
showed
is
it
a
to me.
picture I
It's
took
him
of me,
fishing
Sean,
and
and
then
John
it's
on the roof of our
moving.
building yesterday.
Oh, wow.
It is still a photo. There is no video.
It was
It is this
still-
photo,
Wait a minute,
6 seconds, turned it again. There was no information for the AI to know what was outside of the frame of that first
What was the
photo.
original?
How did it
photo?
know for you to step
This
over?
is I told
And it did all that?
to make me trip and have the other
just
two
creates it.
attendants.
It's just guessing what happens next.
So,
Predicting.
are you convinced that the video that you're gonna get from 5 years ago actually shows an accident that occurred?
No.
Because this didn't happen.
No, I'm denying all of it.
I actually typed into AI to do a risk management rap song. And in like 10 seconds, it actually created a rap song. I did a blues song, a country song,
Yeah. That's another big
mind
thing too.
love mix.
So I don't know if you can hear
The
it because
shadows and everything is
well,
just
there's-
insane.
okay,
Yes.
if you look at the terrain, it's river rocks up there.
Yeah.
Right. Which you don't usually put on your roof.
Again, it's a photo, it's not the source material for the AI was not a video. Listen if you can. Oop, sorry, I messed it up. It analyzed from the photo what the surface was and created sound to go with it of me stepping on where it. I did nothing other than put the photo into Grok and say, the one in the middle falls, trips, and hurts his ankle. The two on the side, a 10-10. That's it. Entire process, less than a minute.
Ann is the adjuster.
So you took the
But-
picture.
Does the metadata confirm
video.
that
But
that
that matters
was
in risk
fabricated?
management 'cause-
That's my question.
That's a great question.
Does
If
the
you have
metadata
video,
confirm
that's tough.
or identify it
I
that
would
it
say
was
no.
created based on AI?
So what
Because
Carol's
lots of
asking
times-
is, can Meta then say, hey, this is AI, this isn't real?
Correct.
Or would it be
Can
lying?
it?
Or would it lie?
So look,
Yeah, or would it lie?
Or
Or would it
will it
lie?
lie?
Because it lies, Carol.
You
It
know, I got a
lies.
ticket for being parked somewhere where I know I was not parked. So I'm just
I mean, but,
So look,
but if you,
I-
if there's, like, if you have a petitioning attorney that says to a doctor, hey, I have this video, and then they send it over to the doctor changes his report based on a video that he saw, and no one else has that video.
I want to answer the question about metadata. So I follow a few of you on Facebook. We're friends. And some of you like posting photos. And
That'd be Christy.
I've been a photographer. I've been a photographer for many, many, many years.
Beautiful too.
Some of you don't know what a fake photo is.
Yeah.
Because you're giving these cool pictures that you saw on the internet of this beautiful moon
Yep.
Yeah.
that's in perfect focus and clearly detailed, showing every detail of the moon in a black city, which is Paris. You're like, look at this cool photo, or this amazing bird. That's not how photography works. You've been getting fooled forever. Those are composites. You can't take that picture. Nobody took that picture, and you're like, this great picture my cousin took. No, they didn't.
You did not take that vacation.
That's not how photography works. I know how photography works. A lot of you don't. I'm not gonna name no names, but you know who you are. You're putting up fake content. constantly. So the metadata, you could not have done this last year, what I just showed you. When we go to court, do you know how many times in a HO hearing or a workers' compensation hearing I've had discovery or evidence introduced under the lax rules of evidence that we use in workers' comp, where somebody has challenged or brought in an expert to validate metadata of a photo? I'll tell you right now, 0 times. 0 times.
Who are you gonna get?
I don't know who we're gonna get.
Zuckerberg is gonna come down?
I don't think Ann can afford for me to get Zuckerberg to come down and testify about whether this video is real or not.
She
Or
would've accepted.
in this case, it would have to be Elon.
Can you
'Cause this is
upload
rough.
it into AI and ask if it's AI generated?
So there was a time where you could upload, what college professors were doing was uploading stuff that they thought was AI generated into software that would determine by algorithm whether it looked like it was AI generated. The same is probably true here. It's kind of besides the point. I gotta remind you all one more time.
They lie.
Exponential.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you wear that?
You are
that
not
rabbit
going
shoes?
to be able to discern this soon enough.
I mean,
And
listen,
this is the case
looks,
today.
it looks very real. All of the AI videos that are shown all over TV and.
So, you know, basically what, as administrators, it's making me think what we'd have to do is, when I do my initial investigation, I can establish witnesses and all of that. So I'm gonna tag my file now to say there are no videos of this event. And therefore, when the video comes up, I'll say bullshit.
So the video is going to come up as the claimant is sitting on the witness stand
Make 'em cry.
because it's never been disclosed before, and we're cross-examining them. Well, isn't it true that this didn't happen? Well, yeah, it happened. I got a photo on my phone. How many of you believe that nobody is going to try this?
Oh, they're
So
already
they
already are.
Oh, we
Yeah.
work in workers'
They're gonna
comp.
have
I was just
Buddy,
gonna
I
say,
would
as
report it.
real as it looks, like you see it all the time, or people point it out, like AI pictures like that, the hand,
It
that does
doesn't
not
look-
look like a normal hand, or you'll
it
see
looks
like
weird.
6 fingers, or like,
Exponential. That's today.
yeah, so.
Not next year.
No,
Okay?
it's crazy.
So the last time that the one that people use as a benchmark on this, again, you have to be ridiculously online to know this, is Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yeah,
And so if you go back through, if you just Google it, you will find videos going back to early stages of AI with him eating spaghetti that looks absolutely ridiculous and fake, to where now you would know it was a video of it. Because again, I want to remind you one more thing about this in addition to the exponential. This is 6 seconds of work.
Yeah.
Right.
6 seconds.
It's a half full glass of wine.
Right, so are we going to be able to discern whether it's AI or not in the future is a big question. Mark was just leaning over and saying Digistream has tools right now, and I know that there are others that have tools right now that can help you to discern this. We are going to be able to present experts and metadata and all the stuff to the courts. It is my hope that the courts will continue to be a place where we have objectivity, learned people going through this stuff and applying reason to it.
That's so sweet.
It's my hope.
It's a beautiful.
I'm still worried about the first time where I get a decision from a judge that has emojis in it. It's coming. I can tell you based on the 6th grader that my wife is teaching right now, that is coming.
At Western Regional RIMS, we actually were doing an advanced surveillance panel discussion, and the fake videos we actually talked about. So there's ways of identifying that it was AI generated versus how they can actually strip a video in layers to determine license plate numbers and so on. AI, if you use it, it actually doesn't work because you can tell.
You can tell, but here's a scenario. Right now, the idea that we're moving from passwords to biometrics. So there's biometrics that can be fooled by images. Like, it's supposed to look at your eye, but you can put an image of your eye in front of it. So what if I take a video, record that video on my laptop, out in the parking lot, from the screen and tell you that I recorded it from my phone.
Oh.
The metadata is going to show that it happened
Right.
at
there.
X time, at X location,
Right.
from this camera. How are we gonna know? What I need you to understand is, we are on the verge of losing the ability to know what's true.
If you like to accept that claim.
Yeah, I'm gonna have challenges, I can tell.
We'll have to adjust, the laws will have to adjust, things, we will have to adapt to it if we are to survive, and that's the nature of.
Oh wait, so if you're using your
Well-
fingerprint, is that like a bad thing for the biometrics?
None of it's bad or good, it's, it's all kind of.
How are they gonna get your fingerprint? I mean,
Cause they got a picture of it. You put your finger there, there's a picture of it. Now I got a picture of your fingerprint, I'm gonna use it for everything.
off my phone?
What's your bank account?
Many of the
Yeah,
sense,
everything on your phone is in the world.
those things are encrypted, right? And so, when you get into encryption, there's a couple of things. One, it's not just your fingerprint necessarily, a picture of it. Some are looking at the connectivity of your giant battery. We talked about this already. So you're giving off electrical signals. That's part of the data that it's picking up, whether it's gonna unlock your phone or not. However, we have a problem that we're about to face with in terms of encryption keys, which are not breakable, but we haven't even talked about quantum computing. Quantum computing plus AGI is going to render all of those things null and void. We won't be able to stop it from being able to crack the code. Now, if I've got access to an AGI, I can crack any code that there is. That's chaos. Right? So again, there's so many problems. We should probably shift because we are running out of time.
real
So
quick
just to
question.
kind of wrap up. Yes.
Does AGI stand for,
Artificial
global?
general, no, artificial.
Already gone.
Yes, already gone in
But it
an
sounds
instant.
like artificial global
Artificial
intelligence.
general intelligence, meaning it can do anything.
It's thinking.
That's global.
Yeah.
It's general, the word is general.
I know,
Artificial-
right?
Yeah, it's what it means specifically is, just like you as a human being are unlimited in what you can do, you have general intelligence, so does the robot. It's got general intelligence, it can do anything, and it can do it all at an expert level that's higher than the highest PhD IQ person that we have on the planet. That's what AGI is.
Invest in gold. That's all I can say. So that you can retire and not have to deal with it.
All right.
Thank you so very much.
That's amazing.
Absolutely mind blowing. Mind blowing.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see next year what this looks like. How we do the same program next year and what we say, well, remember last year? Well, now we can do this. Now we can do that.
I wanna chat with you guys for just a second.
Alright, so Trish is gonna talk about Dr. Saishon real quick.
Dr. Jamie isn't feeling good. She was gonna try to get here at 11:30, then she said she'd get here at 12. I said, we're all leaving at 12. We all got things to do. We've been here all day. She's just wants you guys to know that she's available. She's doing neuropsych testing, neuropsych evals. She's one of the only psychiatrists that's doing that. Christy and I were talking yesterday that her guy is not gonna do that. He actually was gonna refer them to her. So, we're gonna see what we can do to make all of that work for you guys. She's doing treatment. She's got a new office location, which has nothing to do with Alliance Mental Health, where she used to be. She has her own location on Rainbow, and I have that information for you. She will talk to any of you guys if you have a weird claim or some weird treatment or something you might need that you don't know, there will be something that she can help with. And maybe if she can't, she can direct you to someone that can. You guys have a little pack on your desk that has a little mirror and, my email and my, phone number. You can text and email me anytime. You can call, and Jamie is available as well, and she will pick up the phone and talk to you guys. So I don't feel like that
She's the
not-
bestest.
She really is, and we're looking forward to working with Christy and having some diversity, because we are the only game in town. I mean, we would like to have 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 to actually help get things through. We've been having trouble for the past 3 years on billing. We finally got that streamlined, and I'm hoping that Christy will be able to do that too. She said she's only seen 5 or 6 patients, because that was the problem. She has a backlog of $260,000. I am working on it, and I'm actually getting things through, and we're getting things done, but she's gonna build Nevada fee schedule across the board. but she will have to do evals on one day and treatment on another, cause they won't pay. She'll actually probably get paid more than she was trying to just get paid because it was just hard to do in the codes and things. She added a modifier the other day, one of the billing people, Alan and Morgan Voss, are helping her with billing, so things are going well. She honestly told me in August, this is your 3 months notice. I can't do this if I can't get paid. Sunday morning, I was in Mexico, I turn on my phone when I get up, 8 messages. What do you want, a contract, money, commission? She's starting to get paid, and she's gonna do this. I said, please don't quit, and that was before, that Chrissy even had the other one. I mean, I'm like, I said, you're all we have nothing. We need you more than you need us, but I need you to stay in the game. And so she's bought in, she's good. Jan, her PA, or is he an NP? He is the one, NP, he loves this. He loves doing the EMDR and all of this. She's doing it for him. She can do other things. She can make more money. She can have less headaches. She's doing this because we want her to and need her to, and she's good at it. So please let us know if there's something we can help you with, and we're all gonna work together to make sure all of these claims that are not a broken bone, a broken, I don't know, a broken bone, broken finger, these are brains, these are people, these are psyches, these are people that have experienced terrible things at work. And we need to help them, and we're here to help them. We're learning along the way as of everything that will work to make sure that the patient gets taken care of. We're taking over patients from every firm, and Dalton can probably confirm this, and some of the attorneys, that have treated for 2 or 3 years, and she's getting them back to work in 10 visits. And Cody can tell you, she's doing amazing things, that they're being diagnosed wrong, they're being given wrong treatment, they're being given meds that they don't need. I mean, it's just really a bad situation for these people, and we can't obviously fix everybody, but the ones we are getting a better quality of life, and they're going back to work, or they're going into a new field that is keeping them safe from whatever caused them the trauma in their regular workplace. So we're excited to help you. I'm sad that she couldn't be here. She's great. She loves to talk. She said we will do a grand opening at her new office, and she's gonna do that with Dr. Mashoud. She loves him. I never even knew she knew him. We've all known him for 100 years. So she's gonna do a grand opening at her new office on Rainbow with Dr. Mashoud. So look forward to information on that.
So online, it says Dr. Slyshon.
Oh, excuse me?
It says online, Dr. Slyshon told my nurse yesterday that she'll accept the Nevada fee schedule for a consult only, but will not accept Nevada fee schedule for neuropsych testing, and will charge her normal rates. Just FYI, if anyone needs
That
to
is
know
correct, and she's the only one doing it, and it's because it's a 4 to 8 hour thing, and the fee schedule doesn't accommodate the things. It's not like they even have something for her to do.
I mean, listen, our
And it
PPRs don't even have anything on mental
No,
health. I was
and it
going
can
through
be-
PPRs with my site, and I'm like,
2,500 to $5,000, and I mean, if you can save
see
2
that
or 3
little
years in
box right here?
treatment.
You can write it right there.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
doing
is
all
that
the-
me?
Frankenstein just jumped.
What are
She's
we on
doing all the
camera?
testing,
Oh,
so we
yeah.
can work with that, and she
Are
will
we?
work with you guys if you have a situation and we need something to talk
Hello,
about.
everybody.
She's got it on
I'm
several
Ann.
files, and just keep things going,
Wait.
and, work with you on whatever we need.
Thank you very much. We love
See,
Dr. Slyshon.
they're on
Me too,
it,
me
I'm
too.
not on
And
it.
I'm not getting the axe.
Yeah, but if you walk
Yeah,
in front of
yeah.
it,
So I got one more year.
Oh, I have to.
I'll make sure
See,
all of
it'll
this
work.
even better.
This will be also that way, that works out. You're almost
Okay, we are going to do some raffles.
I'll tell you what, I'll sit here and hand them out.
So for those of you online, we are going to ask that you say hello.
Just my opinion.
Thanks, congratulations, something that you are still on the call, so that we're not sending these out to folks that are not on. So if you are online, and we call your name, please, please let us know that you're there. And then we will mail it to you or have it, get it to you. Okay, our first raffle is an Eagle One, from Eagle One. It's $50 C's Candy gift card.
Okay.
Winning number is 795.
No, that's the wrong number.
In here, 795.
It's not Ann's number.
That's right. She's
795 going once.
Someone may have left. I
It was
think
right
there are a
after
few people
Going
that left.
twice.
I need.
AI generated, next one.
Yes, it's not a real person.
All right. Is it yours?
Yeah.
No, it's April.
Yeah.
Yay. It's just somebody who's busy.
Okay, the next one is I got it. The next one is a $50 Home Depot gift card from KB Consulting, winning number 716. 716, Home
That's me.
Depot.
It's me.
All right. Our next one. I have something in my throat. All right, give me some yellow ones too. Our next one is from Hand Center of Nevada. It is a Chipotle gift card for
Oh, okay.
$25. Winning number is 786. 786.
no.
Keep Henderson happy.
That's right.
Keep Henderson happy.
All right. Huh?
Don't get confused.
All right, our next one is a Ulta gift card, $50 Ulta gift card from KB Consulting. Winning person online is Sherry Barros. Sherry, are you online?
Sherry?
You're gonna tell her to send you an email or a text or something? If she's on, because a lot of them are not on.
No, it's for people online too. The yellow ones, we put where'd it go? We put all the people online on yellow ones.
We don't need you guys out.
We got you.
We appreciate you.
Sherry Burrows, you gotta let us know or we're gonna give your card away. All right, our next gift card is from Corvell. It is a $25 Cheesecake Factory gift card. Winning number 734. 734.
And you got the wrong numbers. Oh, yay!
Ready?
All right. Our next gift card is, this is a beautiful picture. It's from Horseman Investigations. It's a $25 Starbucks gift card. Winning person online, Noelle Moreno. Noelle won. Okay. This is for Noelle. If you want to, I'll give you her email and you can mail it to her. Okay, our next gift card is from TBJ Consulting. It is a $50 TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Sierra. This is from TBJ and all her clients. Winning number 778.
Oh, that's Jensen.
Yay! I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Her favorite place to shop.
Our next one is a $25 Fandango gift card from April with Horseman Investigations. Winning number 775. 775. All right. All right, our next one is a $50 Applebee's gift card from Trish Gibson, Trish Gibson Marketing. This online goes to Teresa Gonzalez. You know Teresa?
Yeah, I do.
NAS?
Yep. Thanks.
Teresa, are you online? Sherry Burrows, are you? Teresa's there. All right, she's gonna send it to you, Teresa, or drop it off at your office.
I'll drop it off at the office.
All right, our next gift card is a Hand Center of Nevada Panda Express gift card for $25. Winning number 744.
No, song.
744.
Can you get into the 8? Goodness.
Okay, this next one is so cute.
Where is this from?
Which company?
That's like a whole other person.
Okay, so this is a cute little Mickey doll. It is from Bone and Joint Specialist. And the winning number is 732. 732.
It's only 5 over. You got that?
Give me a blue one. Who got it?
Debbie.
Oh, yay.
Kids that'll like it.
All right, our next one is from Hand Center, Nevada. This is a cute little Halloween treat bowl. Winning number 819. 819.
Close.
Oh, that's me. Sweet.
It was almost my nurse. Hers is 818. She left, but she left it for me.
Okay, next one, yellow.
That one.
All right, our next one is from TPJ Consulting. It is a $50 Amazon gift
There
card.
we go.
There we go.
With
That'll get the
number
crack.
711.
No.
711.
That's okay though. You guys got baby. He needs it. He needs it.
Gifts.
Christmas is coming.
All right, our next one is a $50 Smith's gift card. What's that? Who's on that? Maybe she's not talking to me.
Oh, that's yellow.
Next one is a $50 Smith's gift card. It's great for gas. From KB Consulting, from me. Winning person online, Yetta Henton. Yetta Henton, please let us know you're online. Sherry Barros, I am going to give your card away. Give me another yellow one.
Yellow.
This is a $50 Ulta gift card from KB Consulting. Winning person, Michelle A. Strike.
Good job.
She's waiting for the prizes.
Michelle, I got you. Yetta Henton. Please let us know that you're online. All right, our next gift card is from Corvell, $25 Cheesecake Factory gift card, winning number 739. 739. All right.
Do you realize their cheesecakes are $89 a piece?
What?
Oh, no way, that's inflation,
So
holy
this too
smokes.
is from Bone and Joint Specialist. It's really cute because it's got little pockets and you can like love on it when you sleep. Okay, winning ticket is 752. 752. All right, our next one is from Bone and Joint Specialist. This is another candy bowl for Halloween. Winning number 833. 833.
Holy cow.
Is that you? Is that right? Now you're ready for the holiday.
I don't do Halloween.
No.
I'll trade you.
All right, our
Chipotle. I feel like I'm at a Bunko game. Gift exchange.
This next one is a $50 Amazon gift card from KB Consulting. It is online. Patricia Johnson. We have not heard from Yetta, so I am going to give this card away as well. So give me anyone. Doesn't matter. All right, this is a $50 Smith's gift card from KB Consulting. Winning ticket 813. 813 Smith's. Cody. All right. And then, yeah.
Oh,
We got some really cute purses. These are Kate Spade purses in person.
is this all from Billy?
Nope, this is from IMA.
Right on.
Yep, IMA Group is giving away this cute Kate Spade purse. Winning ticket 796. 796. Alright. This next one is also from IMA.
No, that one is from Trish Gibson Marketing.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is from Trish Gibson Marketing. Another cute little Kate Spade purse. Winning number 733. 733. Me. Yay!
Okay, I'm just gonna say, now you gotta explain to him who she is. Really?
Patricia Johnson, did you get on here? Patricia Johnson, I need you to say hello. Okay, last but not least, we have a cute little Coach purse from Billy Marie. Billy Marie Morrison, she always gives us cute little Coach purses. Craig Kinney and Associates. Winning ticket 718. 718.
Oh, it's me.
Trish. Yay! Julie, Trish.
I've never won.
That is so cute.
I'm giving away.
I just lost it to Jensen. 2 seconds.
$50 Amazon gift card from KB Consulting. 729.
No, that's you. That's you.
All right, Michelle, I'll give that to you in the mail.
Thank you guys.
And everybody will get your stuff to the mail.
Enjoy.
Yes, I do.
I know.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Oh, so yeah, that's why you were.
It was.
That was cute. I won yesterday.
I know.
Real work. 729. Should have been bullshit today. Bullshit. Stuff in my cart right back.
Great job.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Really, really, really good.
All I can say is thank you, Chicken Little. The sky is the You got more money than me. I'm 30 pounds.
Thank you.
But hey, that's good. This is cute. She'll love it. Did you like those little ghosts? Yeah. They were cute. They're already out. Aw, look at you. You can be the great. Yeah, I was gonna go. Leslie's coming too.
See?
Let's just stop.